Hello and welcome, everybody. Good to have you here. Thank you very much for joining me. And here I am. Good to have you here. Thank you very much for being here today. Spam, as usual, thank you very much. And MJ, hello to you as well. Gary, Gra, of course, obviously. I should just call you Gra Williams at this point. Probably be the appropriate thing. Demaker, yes, you made it in time. Congratulations. And Sonolita as well. Thank you. Just finished work. Oh, well, that's good. That's good. Dragon Man, good to have you here. Thank you very much for being here, too. Appreciate you. Yeah, decided to get the poll going over here. I'm going to refresh over here real quick. Okay, nothing's changed over here for the most part. Looks like the poll I put out last night. Looks like everybody's really pushing for the casual play today. 42% over on the main poll. So I decided to start one over here just to make sure, because I know not a lot of people see the polls that I throw out there on the just a regular channels, if you will. So while we're in the chat, I figured I'd do one more just to see what happens. And so far, it looks like a lot of it is leaning more towards the casual play, just taking it easy. I kind of agree, guys. I mean, I know some of you are throwing some other votes in there and stuff like that. Speedrunning is great and all, but when you get that far ahead, and I wasn't intending to pull a 47-minute time on that, but when you get that far ahead, you end up tending to make it almost, it's not impossible. I really think Jason and Delta can make it. I really do that. I do think that they can both get well under 50 with no problems if they had the time to do so. And I think that's what happened here is I pulled that fantastic time and I'm like, oh, okay, now what? You know, I didn't intend that. I intended to get like low 50s, 53, something like that is what I was hoping for. 47, I had no idea. No idea. So, it's looking smart today. Yeah, I had a haircut a couple weeks ago. Came back and I had to actually have my wife correct a little bit of it too, because it wasn't so great. It wasn't so great. It actually is, it's pretty good today. Yeah, I actually use stuff in it, you know, I actually pay more attention. Had you seen me about, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, it used to be clippers all the way, trimmed it really, really short and all that. And, it wasn't just my wife, it was other people as well that said, you know, you ought to grow it out a little bit. You got decent hair, grow it out, man. You know, make it look like you actually care. So that's what I've been doing. Thank you, appreciate it, Sonalita. Hey, Ramy, lunchtime I have to lurk for a bit. Hey, that's all right, man. Lurk away. You're all good. Sugar Rat, there you are. I see you. I see you in there. You didn't disappear too fast. I love your icon. I've always loved that icon with the rat. That is fantastic. Thank you. Good to have you here, man. Thank you for being here too. Appreciate you. So, I've actually got some coffee today. I don't know what happened, but this afternoon, it's a warm afternoon. I refuse to turn on my air conditioning yet, but I'm going to have to just break down and turn it on. But we had such a nice cool breeze blowing today, and it was just like open up the windows, let it blow through. But now that the afternoon is progressing, the breeze is getting a little bit warmer, and it's like, maybe I should close it up. I don't know. Day 2 of a 4-day weekend. Well, good for you, man. Excellent. Good for you, Mr. Broat. Air conditioning is a must today, especially after the yard work. Yeah, I decided to put off the yard work till tomorrow. I probably shouldn't have. But we've already mowed. We've mowed and edged and everything like that. I trimmed up the bushes out front. We've torn apart a garden bed. I'm putting off the big thing. The big thing is that we're really tearing into the garden bed, and then we're going to be chopping down some trees in the backyard. So that's the biggest thing. Not sure when I'm going to do that. I haven't figured that out, but I've got to bring them down soon. So... But Sin, good to have you here too. I see you popped in there too. Sin's Arcade, thank you very much for being here. I need to add you in. I'm going to put a note down. Sin's Arcade. Add. Yes, I'm actually writing this down to Streamlabs. That way you automatically get a ping. I love your channel. I like watching you. You're just absolutely hilarious over there. Really great job over there. So, very, very nice. So, how we doing? Everybody's still looking at the casual play. I mean, I know that the abandon and permadeaths are always a nice little challenge to do, and it gets a little hairy at times. No pun intended. The casual play is the way to go today, huh? That's what we looked at. Interesting. Playing, we enjoy a cooler respite today. Well, that's fantastic. Good for you, man. Yeah. I have no idea where the armpit of the planet is located. There are several opinions as to where that is. very good opinions, actually, on where those locations are, but I'm not going to say. And you want permadeath. You really like to see permadeath, huh? Huh. Sugar Rat had to weld my mower deck back together, then mow. Ugh. And just welding by itself on a warm day is makes for hot. I understand, man. But you know what? You know what? Air conditioning's a must today, you said, and probably a good beer as well. I can't do a beer right now. I've been dragging this afternoon. Slashing Lake, good to have you here. Good to see you as well. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I miss anybody in there? I don't think so. I think we got everybody. Good. Yummy. Beer just got poured. Well, you know, I could probably add some whiskey or something to this, but suburban, you know. But no. You know what's funny too is I was looking back at some of my stats on the channel, and there was an actual not strikes, but there were a couple videos that were marked not quite suitable for certain ads, simply because I had a beer with me at the time, and it picked up me drinking a beer. I thought that was hilarious. So, is that real wood or fake? Oh, it's fake all the way. It's fake all the way. It's just something on the outside. Out of a wooden mug? No. It's funny because I had a Yeti mug from my job, and the lid of the Yeti mug fits this thing perfectly. So I now have a handle that I can hold. You can't see it. There it is. And I have a handle I can hold on this mug, and I've got the lid on top, which has the sliding, magnetic slide, which is really cool. Keeps it nice and warm. Excellent. Sorry, phone touchscreen had a glitch. I'm guessing you meant glitch. There's no such kind. Options were combined, they would win. Yes, actually, the way it is right now with 20 votes, it would be dead even between casual, the abandoned, and the permadeath. Aside from expeditions. Long play for nomanssky will do, aside from expeditions, will be a permadeath no HUD. The no HUD challenge is tough, man. It is. We've been keeping the HUD on lately, mainly because we have questioned whether the derelict ships are even showing up, or graves. And in my humble opinion, sort of learned opinion, I guess, I'm starting to lean more towards that there just simply are planets out there that don't have a lot at all of a certain item. Like we were on that one planet last time, and it was beacon after beacon after beacon. There were hundreds and hundreds of beacons. The beacons were taking over the world. I think from the outside of the planet, looking down at it, it would look hairy because of all the beacons sticking out. That's how bad the beacons were populating that planet. But we did find a crash ship and things like that, and they were showing up as an unknown building when you were getting close to it. So at least that's something. But there's that one abandoned run that you guys saw all the way through to the end, 100,000 steps, never found a crash ship at all, not once. And I didn't find any other graves except the one. So what happened, right? And then I did another run. Well, you'll see the next one, and you're going to see what happens on that run. That abandoned one is starting up. I think did it start this past Monday or the next one? I don't know. I've done the whole series through and posted it, so it's all ready for week to week, and you'll see what happens on that. So, show the distance to target trick is first person. I'm surprised at how many don't know about it. Yes, in the first person though. That's interesting. I'll have to take a look at that. Maybe that's what I was doing wrong. Hot coffee while you're playing. Absolutely, Starduster. Good to have you here, by the way. Thank you for joining us. Reading the chat. I did an abandoned no starter ship yesterday. I found a grave at 732 and an unknown building crash ship. Okay. That's fantastic. It's just, yeah, I think that's what it is, seriously, and good to have you here too, by the way. Hello. I think it's just bad RNG. That's all there was to it. It was just a bad run. That'll happen. And there are other runs like Jason's, the perfect challenge. He got it done in, 4 minutes? So, fantastic. Okay, Sin, you're saying I would only play a permadeath run in... That's how I prefer to play nomanssky. Oh, first-person perspective. I gotcha. The target is improved when you use first-person perspective. Blah, 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 blah. Too many syllables. That's interesting. I didn't even think about that because that is a good point. And I'd have to get used to first-person perspective because I always prefer the third-person perspective. All right, so casual play. I'm going to go ahead and end the poll now. I've had this poll up for probably not quite a half hour, but at least 20 minutes, 20, 25 minutes. And the same leaning towards the casual play is what we're going to go with today, I think. You know, and if worse comes to worse, we'll go ahead and switch over to something else. But I'm only going to be here for a few hours today. I'm used to AZ. Good to have you here. I used only first person in the first 8 years I played No Man's Sky. In the first 8 years. Okay, you've been playing longer than I have, my friend. I think I started playing in 2019, so it's been 5.5 years actually. It was late 2019. So, Sin, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, my friend. 07 to you, man. Not necessary, but always appreciated, man. With all the people that are here right now, that's fantastic. That's absolutely wonderful, and I thank you very, very much. And I see that the alert box didn't go off. Huh. While I have a moment, maybe I'll see if I can log back into Streamlabs and take a look at it. Yes, that's what I'm trying to look up. Give me just a moment, guys. It'll probably make me log in 14 times past Tuesday. Okay. It's set for YouTube, right? Yes, it is. What's that? No, I'm not worried. Okay, CloudBot says it's activated. Let's turn it off. And turning it back on. Okay, so hopefully the good old let's turn it off and turn it back on trick will hopefully work. Good deal. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that's more like, you know, inviting people in and checking it all out. I don't know. I mean, even Delta has problems with it at times, too. Yeah, they love their logins. I don't know. Everything should be working fine, but it's not giving us the alerts. All right, we're going to end the poll now, guys. I think we've had enough votes. Okay, good deal. Good deal. So there we are. So as you can see, the Abandon got a couple extra hits on it, but the casual play seems to be what we're going for here. So Janet, good to have you here. Good to see you too, Nanu. Or, you know, I think you were doing actually, you know, Live Long and Prosper, but I like to say Nanu because I think it's funnier. So I appreciate it. Good to have you all here. All right. Let's switch over to the other screen, which is going to have absolutely nothing right now because I haven't even started it up. Hold on a second. Yeah, look at that. Darkness. All right, we're opening it up again now. I had it open earlier today. I was doing some multi-tool hunting, as I've been talking about. Still looking for that perfect Sentinel multi-tool that I would find on my own. I can go to No Man's Sky Coordinate Exchange, and I can find the perfect multi-tool if I wish. There's a couple other gamers out there that have fantastic videos on finding those multi-tools, but it's just you should be able to find that multi-tool once in a while. Live long and Nanu. Yeah, good old Mork and Mindy, I know. Populated by Easter bunnies. If I found that, I would probably shut down and then go. You know, Janet, actually, it's been a few weeks since I cut my hair. It's just that I've been wearing my hat almost every single time I've been playing, so. There, and coughing on my coffee. Nah, it's too easy. Yeah, and that's the point. I miss Robin as well. I think he was a fantastic person, is what it is. Decent individual. Just, it's a shame. It's a really shame what happened and everything like that. You Thunder, good to have you here. Thank you very much for joining us as well. Okay, so here we are. So casual play, there's a couple ways we can go about the casual play idea here. We can do, like, I've got my world's main game going on. I've been doing a lot of stuff on there and cleaning things up and stuff like that. The one thing I haven't done, let's go ahead and jump in there for now. We'll go ahead and do that. Hi from the UK, all, and EP just arrived. His family now left. Good for you, No Man's Sky Space Dude. You got rid of your family. Congratulations. I'm kidding, of course. Nip Nip for the Galaxy. My cousin in New Jersey discovered Robin and got him his first few acting roles. That's fantastic to make her. I had no idea. That's a pretty cool, cool story, man. You're high on Nip Nip. High on Nip Nip. There you go. Starting out on here, I've just got my other multi-tool engaged right now. I went ahead and next to my portal, I actually had my multi-tool archive here. So that way when I find decent multi-tools, I can throw them in here and check it out. I got a potential one in here. It's potential Sentinel multi-tool, and I have no idea why it says damage is 250 light years. That doesn't make any sense. I think that's hilarious, but I'm sure they're going to tweak this later on with some patches. But it's really interesting because this one had an arrangement of 3 in the L-shaped pattern. It didn't have the 4th one, but the 4th one was like 2 up from there and over to one side. And I'm like, I don't know. So I'll just leave it alone here. Not much to show in the freighter here. I mean, here's the bridge. Everybody knows what the bridge looks like. It's one of the pirate freighters. I always put a save point just beyond the door frame here, so I can do a quick save when I need to, going in and out. I like to put main stuff that I use on a regular basis right by the front door, if you will. You know, the portal, getting back and forth to places. Obviously, every now and then I need to, change the appearance of my character. Obviously, the planetary probe right next door, and then you got your fleets going here. I got a couple going because I hadn't done it in a while. I don't think I've ever done it on this save, to be honest with you. I did it on my main save. And of course, all the usual guys who are here, from your base. I don't know why they have separate rooms, but they do. I've got, obviously, you notice the terminal follows you now? I don't know if you guys noticed that or not. So no matter where you stand, the terminal is going to look at you. It's kind of creepy, actually. And then, of course, this is our what do you call it? Exocraft call-in units, if you will. Obviously, these are our stellar extractors, which I have yet to figure out if they're worth keeping around because they don't seem to be working properly. That's all I can say. I don't know what's going on with this. I never get anything from them anymore. So I only have one there. And then there's all of my, as you can see, going into the distance, all the cargo units going all the way down, so I have access to it, along with the plants and stuff like that. Again, nothing special. It's a very linear layout. Nothing to call home to mother about and say, hey, look at this. I do have an outdoor area that, I've decorated just a little bit. Nothing special, it's just an outdoor patio. But I did that purposely because occasionally I do crazy things where I go outside and try to get onto my ship from the outside. So, and this is supposed to turn into a bone museum, if you will. I haven't gotten to that point. How do you make the rooms with no walls? Okay, let's go ahead and do that. I've been asked that question before, so let's go ahead and do something about that. Yeah, this looks like a good enough place. We'll go out this way. So for me to do those rooms, let me just pull it up here. Hold on. Corridors, I got to remember how to do it. It has been a hot minute since I've done any of this. You got all your scanner rooms, you usually stuff, and your technology room expansion, I think is what it's called. I think when you do the technology room expansion, you put one in, it creates an open room. It looks more like a hallway, see? And you can do anything you want in here. You can put stuff down, and it allows you to do an open room. So that's how it looks so open like this. So technology room expansion is what you do to make these nice wide open areas. So there you are. Trade bells always followed you. It always used to be solid for me. Like it always sat in one spot, and every time I went to communicate to it, it would flip me around to the other side or whatever direction it was facing. It was kind of weird. Oh, you're talking about light years one shot takes out entire solar system, Sin? I know. Tell me about it. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, Pillar of Titan takes out 250 light years of a system. So actually, you take out multiple systems with that. Depending upon how close they all are to each other. It's basically you're holding a handheld Death Star, is what you're doing, of enormous proportions. Yeah, that's the thing, Sugar Rat. You lose everything from the extractor if you leave the system. So it has been another minute and a half. Let me check it. And you see the time left in the cycle says it's got 2 minutes. So I got 1 methane from it, from this system. That's fantastic. I'm so happy about that. But I had to warp it in earlier from the system it was sitting in forever. So I lost a lot of stuff, but I really didn't care. You know, you get to a point with this stuff and you end up losing the interest you would normally have in something like that. I plan on building out a room here and turning it into an office like I did on my other ship. My other save, I should say. This was an experiment of things that I was trying to do over here just to see what these rooms would do, but it gave me the opportunity, and I think I should do this on the last run. I wanted to build an inside area that was, you know, ladder accessible. I'm trying things out, testing out pieces of equipment, but you know, you can go out onto the outside of your ship and take a look around, and if you do things properly, you can glitch build yourself an exocraft onto the outside of your ship. You could actually do it inside as well if you wish, so that you can make like almost like an exocraft garage inside your ship. I think many people have done that, so I'm falling behind. Wish they would add a transfer pipe for stellar extractor like they would have mineral gas. Oh, I see what you mean. Almost kind of like you would do in Minecraft, Sin. You could do some kind of transfer pipes. They have a lot of mods for crap like that. That's always great. I like it. Mine is a hot mess of corridors and side rooms. But yeah, I like the open plan look too. That's what I'm good with as well. Galactic billiards, indeed. Yeah, Dragon, we think alike, Paul. I set up my freighter up the same way. Good deal. A couple minor differences, I'm sure. Yes, absolutely. Suddenly, do you grow plants on the freighter? It seems like planet-side domes are more efficient and easier to harvest. I do, but I put the rooms in there for show, to be honest with you. I don't really do any harvesting in there. I just put them in there because I can. Sin, putting it on stream and mute while I record content for a video. Good luck. Have fun with the content on the video and definitely mute me. Yeah, because otherwise I get in the background of your videos and it just doesn't seem right. Do you know how many saves we can have for No Man's Sky? Trying to determine whether I should delete some of my saves to make room. That is a very good question. Beeblebum was doing something just recently. He wanted to do another run-through or something like that, and he ended up going in there and he realized he had maxed out the amount of saves. I would have to Google that. I'd have to look that up. I think it maxes out at 15. It's either 15 or 20. I'm not sure. I regularly go through my saves and determine what's staying and what's going. You know, anything regarding expeditions, I keep the one for the most recent one, and then after a couple weeks beyond it, I usually get rid of it after that time. I actually had 4 main saves. I had a primary and a secondary, and then some of you, we had the discussion about tertiary main save. I actually deleted the tertiary main save recently. The only redeeming thing that I had in the tertiary one was the fact that I had a squiddy ship. I can find those. We can find them anywhere. Not anywhere. They're hard to find if you're just looking for it for yourself. But I got rid of the save. I didn't see any reason to keep it because the Worlds 2 playthrough that I did turned into a Worlds 2 main save, and I'm using that right now. So, yeah, I want to say it was 15. I think it's 15. I agree with you, Gary. Huge farm room on my freighter, mostly nip. Hey, Dragon Man. Yeah, that's the best place to keep it. You can't put it on a planet. The authorities would find it. So, you know, I don't want that to happen. I think I just realized that this is a pirate freighter. Yes, it is. I thought it would look different inside. It has only a minor difference. Just the main deck, the main area where your admiral is located, you know, that main round area, has a kind of a reddish scheme to it. That's pretty much about the only thing that's different. 15. Everybody says that. Thanks all. Yeah, good deal. 15 saves. Mr. Broke confirmed, and so does Dragon Man. Excellent. You can transfer the base from one freighter to another. Yes, that's correct. When you take over a new freighter, it automatically takes what guts you have inside and moves it over into the new freighter. That's a big save, man. Let me tell you, that was because when I had my original, one of my original saves, I had my original freighter. I really wanted a pirate one when they came out, and I had not gutted it, but I had stripped a lot of the stuff out of it, cleaned it up, got my pirate freighter. It was S-Class, great. I walked inside for the first time, and I'm like, my layout is still here. Fantastic. I was really happy about that. Yeah, you'd expect the limit to be 16. I know the transfer was that easy. Yeah, thank heavens it was. It was fairly easy. It was fairly painless, I would say. You know what's very interesting? Start looking for a Sentinel Freighter again. Yeah, those would be kind of cool. Wow, you guys are really chatting it up today. Okay, that's cool. I know the transfer was that easy. Right. Sentinel Freighter again. So I have one short-range teleport pad on the bridge instead of two, like the regular freighters. Really? I could swear there were two there. That way. Gotta remember which way I'm going. Excuse me, guys. Coming through. Yeah, look at that. Just one. Never really thought about it before. But the funny part is that there's one here, and it's got a second one over here on the flight deck. But they share the same return unit for some reason. So, am I the same person, or am I a duplicate? That's the question you ask. You have to agree. Good afternoon. Hey, Ken. Good to have you here, by the way. I don't really have a main save. I like the beginning when you start fresh, so much keep deleting old saves. I only done the storyline once. Really? I went through it all the way. I go through it all the way when I do a main save. So if they do, bite my tongue for saying this, if they do a Worlds 3 update of some sort, I will probably start a new save on that one and see how far I can go. Worlds 2 has gotten pretty far, but see, you'll probably notice that there's something missing from my inventory if you were ever to scrutinize my exosuit inventory, as I don't have that little sentinel guy that follows me around. So I haven't gotten that particular thing yet. And also, when I go into my log, you'll notice that I still have the planet in distress. I haven't done that yet either. So, very interesting stuff, right? Anyway, yeah, I'm probably a clone. Laylaps, thank you. Yeah, Laylaps. I don't have Laylaps yet, believe it or not. I haven't done that yet. I've got everything else. I've gone through the Atlantid storyline, so I could get Atlantid multi-tools, and I get those people to pop up. Keeps happening all the time now. I actually do have another multi-tool. Where is it? It's over... Where'd my deck go? There it is, over here. So I do have this other multi-tool that I just finished building. Staffing issues, I call it. Because it's a staff, let's be clear. And there it is. That's nothing special. You can't really see it because of the camera angle, so I have to actually... Oop, that's the wrong way. Okay, we got this. Hold on. Left, right. Hold on. Up, down. There we go. Okay. That's what it looks like. Nothing special. But the... Let me pull it up over here. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 supercharged slots in an L shape over here. So I decided to go with Scatter Blaster this time, just as a trick, just to see what we do. It's got about 37,000 damage. It's pretty decent. It's pretty nice. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I probably deserve to be in the corner for not doing Laylaps. You're absolutely correct. And it's Telemon. I know what you're doing there, Dragon Man. Yes. It's, wait a minute. What did she say? It's, Leviosa. That's right. Oh, good grief. Yeah, Harry Potter fan, too. Been at it for a little over 2 years, just now working on playing through, have not got to the autophage. It's really good to get to the autophage, yet. Yeah, I agree. But I've done it several times now. The one thing I haven't done in a while is I haven't just done it, like, on my own all the way through. Just not recording anything, just going ahead and doing it. It's been a hot minute since I've done that. So, I put myself in the corner for the comment. Well, yeah, but I deserve to be in there too, so just make some room for me over there. Is there a trick to finding a good supercharged setup for autophage staff multi-tools? Oh, God, yeah. Well, I think the chances of you getting one are pretty slim. The fact that I got that setup there that you're looking at is shocking. I mean, I'm blown away that I even got that much. The funny part is that the other multi-tool, the Atlas, actually has, yeah, it's very funny, hold on, has the 4 right here with an open spot up here. So it's really interesting, so that I don't get the damage potential that should be in like the 120, 130,000 range, like other multi-tools. And then there's the save editor. You could always do something like that, I guess. That sounds like cheating to me. Not that I don't cheat. Like the other multi-tool that I have here has them right here, 1, 2, 3, and the fourth one's just off center by 1. But look at the damage potential on that. You know, as compared with the Atlas staff, so it's like twice as much, almost. So very, very interesting. So that's why I like to use this one on a regular basis. I'll swap it out for the bolt caster on occasion, just to make things more interesting. So there's that. Let's go ahead and put that staff back. I like to keep the inventory a little open right now, so I'll put it back in there. This potential had a very interesting setup, and I'll probably go with that. But these all had these issues. Like this one, it's a good staff, but I can't rename it lately. It's got some issues with it. Pillar of Titan, and then there's an original one that I had from way back. I'm not going to go through them all right now. So one thing I wanted to do is, I haven't been there in a while. Okay, so we have this master base here. Know what we haven't done? I haven't gone to my other save and gone to the other main planet. This is Reliquary that you see here is an ice planet that has bones as well. So it's a relic planet, but it's Reliquary as well. So it's Reliquary for the relic planet, but it's also got bones. I am in desperation to try to find myself one of those big, huge golems that, you know, the statues, and I have not seen one yet at all on any planet I've been to. So yeah, I don't really do settlements too much. I've done them a couple times, and I did one through for training purposes, you know, to put some videos out on the settlements, and I wasn't very, very tickled with it. I apologize for any noise in the background. Can you guys hang on just one moment for me? Sorry about that, guys. Back with you. Don't you need so much to get the taste of me? Yes, that's correct. So that's why I'm going to end up doing a sentinel here, pardon me, the settlement here, so that I can start up the Lay Labs run through. Not a big fan of settlements, since it's, oh look, I have to go fight sentinels again. Yeah, I know, it keeps building up like that. And I know you're not into the fights there, MJ. Yeah. Let's see here. No, nobody's in trouble. I had to just get someone going here because they have an appointment here, and like they got to walk out of the door in like 15 minutes, and they fell asleep. So I was like, they're not supposed to be asleep. They're supposed to be up and getting ready to go. So I just wanted to make sure they were ready. No one in trouble. No one in trouble. Okay. So let me see, Sentinel Harvesting Base. Yeah, I made a Sentinel Harvesting Base because this one is not really a big save yet. Let me drop out of this real quick. Let me go do this. This is why I put this here. There we go. And then we'll go back to Mode Select, and I'm going to go back to my other main save, the secondary one, which only has a few more hours on it, about 440. Hey, Delta Bravo, I just saw you in there. I don't know if you've commented earlier, but good to have you here. Settlement I need to resolve. I'm shocked. I know, you always have disputes in your settlements. Isn't that right? That's what keeps happening here. I'm inside the anomaly. How fantastic. And I got an egg ready to hatch, apparently, too. Let me head back to my... go over here. I know, I haven't done the anomaly mission in this one, but when you got 112,000 Quicksilver, you're really not too desperate. They have no benefit, sometimes a drawback, complete waste of time. Exactly, and that's what really kind of gets annoying to me on the settlements. So, for instance, let me see. Yeah, so here's my settlers, right? I guarantee you, and I haven't been here in a hot minute. First thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to clear out the sentinels. Guaranteed there's a fight going on. Since it's been this long, the settlement should be just a pockmark of potholes at this point. You know, there should be nothing left. See? They're all happy. Let me see. What do we got? Terrain manipulator. And we'll just erase him with a pulse spitter. I just turned on my light. Who's next? Yeah. Melted. Gone. That's a ship. I'll pick these up while I'm at it. Should be at least a couple more. If you're lucky, every now and then you get yourself a mech in here too. There we go. All done. Alright. So this is my settlement that I had here since like forever, and I'm pretty sure I'm done building this area. I think I even left a comm ball by my main. Yeah. There we go. Citizens request. I hope they want to go somewhere. Yeah, I'm going to let them go. More power to you, my friend. Before I do, though, hold on a second. Got to view the status. See, it's only a B settlement at this point. I can't seem to get any more citizens or make them any happier than they already are. I got plenty of kelp sacks, which I'm going to go ahead and grab the $9.99, as well as these non-stick pistons, which I guess pistons that don't stick are pretty handy to have. And we're going to go ahead and let them go, because if we had authorized it without taking that stuff out, we wouldn't have it anymore. So, anyway, just doing the Trace of Metal Quest, they nerfed it. Oh, they did? Okay, so they did get rid of that. I wondered about that. Hey, Mo, good to have you here. Thanks for joining us. That's more than you ever have now. Alright, so, you know, nothing special going on here. Like I said, this settlement is at its completely maxed out version of it. It doesn't get any larger than it is. I don't know how high I can go. I think I'm going to reach a limit at some point. There we go. So, a couple landing pads over to one side, and that's it. 3 landing pads. And one of them's got my ship on it. So, nothing special. And the planet is radioactive. Yep, radioactive. Da, 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 da. There we go. So let's take the portal out of here. You can turn it into a nice base and build paths, etc. Yeah. I don't really feel like living on a... You know, what I should have done is I should have looked for one on a paradise planet. That's all there is to it. And I can do that now, too. You can just let this one go and build a new one. And that's not a problem. There's a little trick to it, but you can do it. You never want a sticky piston. Well, it depends on... Yeah. Anyway. My bases. So there's the main base, but that's not the main base, if you understand my meaning. We got the fishing. I want to check out the fishing planet. Where is my... Hold on. I'm looking for it here. There should be. There's the archipelago. Yeah, there's the fishing village. Good. Yeah, let's go there. Let's just go there. I haven't been there also in a long time. Let's take a quick peek at this. That's why I put that's why I put a comm ball next to my office, because I got sick and tired of looking for it. Alright, so they haven't gotten rid of the bubbles. So that's still a thing. It's supposed to be a paradise. I did an ASMR video one time. I did it from this chair right here. Looking out over the water here. But the waves get pretty nasty over here for some reason. I don't know why. It's supposed to be a very, you know, serene planet. Boink. There we go. You got all the aquarium helmets? Oh, good God. I think getting that last one is going to be the tough one. Getting for all the S-class fish is going to be tough. Low orbit base, placeholder, main base. That's the one I want to go to. Well, it's not far. Hold on. Oh, yeah, it's right there. Oh, great. It's in the middle of a cloud, right? That's okay. I can still see the landing pad. There we go. And this is the supposedly main base of main bases that I've got for this particular one. And as you can see, it's nice and bright over here, middle of the day, and nothing special going on here. I seem to be missing something. There was something on top of that building there, but it's not there anymore. So at least one thing got messed up. And a couple other things. I couldn't go down to that that's right, the ladders didn't work anymore. I forgot about that. Huh. Well, it is what it is. I don't remember putting that over there. That's funny. See, it's carbonated? Yeah. The native language to the native language of my planet is called excuse me. Yeah. This is our power chamber here. So, it's okay. I'm not much of a builder. I like building kind of neat stuff, but I don't go too crazy with it. And you know, one thing I am missing here, I don't think I have a save point here, do I? Okay. Guess I used my ship for that. So anyway, and the thing is, in this particular save, if I'm not mistaken, the multi-tools are really good. This one is in an L shape as well, but I did have one multi-tool. Hold on. I think that's it. No, this is not it. My main multi-tool, my butt. Hold on. Skull, the everything. Maybe it's the everything? That's the freighter. I gotta look for them, yeah. Yeah, also L-shaped. That's very strange. I thought I had at least one multi-tool in here that was... I'm pretty sure the skull doesn't have it. I'm back in the freighter again. I hate that. It's also L-shaped. What you can do, too, if you go into... If you have a really good multi-tool and you do the expedition by doing it from the anomaly and you take your multi-tool with you, and then after the expedition's over, you clean everything out and it says, hey, would you like to make a duplicate of your multi-tool? You'll get the exact same slots. Keep that in mind. Yeah. That was your starship. I know. Hold on. Let's go through it again. So, main multi-tool. No, here they are. You're right. I was in the wrong spot. So, this main multi-tool here, the Atlantid multi-tool, if you will. Sentinel multi-tool, if you will. No. Sentinel? Let me move all this stuff over real quick here. Alright. And that's the arrangement I want to set it up under, so let me move you guys out of the way. So, 61,000, right? $58, $59, $59. So I can get about 160,000 out of this one by putting the neutron cannon in there. And I've got... If you look at these, the damage output, 17, 17, 17, except for this one, of course. These three, this is back in the day when we could duplicate the upgrades. So. Starship, yeah, it has a couple portable refiners on there, I think. Freighter? Yeah, on the freighter. This is for the duplication process. You all know that glitch. So putting down a refiner and duplicating some stuff. I keep them on the freighter. The best part about that is if you keep it in the main inventory and you do it on a planet real quick, the refiners will go back into your freighter inventory. They don't go into your exosuit, which is really good. Well, they missed it. They nerfed it on the PS5? I wonder if they've nerfed it since as well, and maybe I'm kind of grandfathered in on this one. I don't know. But I keep everything on here. You see, I got the pulse spitter on here. I've obviously got the bolt caster. I got all kinds of extra stuff on here as well. So I like this particular multi-tool, and it's a great one to take into, like I said, those saves, and you can get that multi-tool again every time. So that's always a great thing. I don't think I have anything else in this guy. Yeah, I got the Pillar of Titan, but I haven't done the other. I haven't done the Relic run on this guy yet, so I might just do that. We'll keep the main multi-tool going. Alright. So anyway, I'm going to do some researching on my Worlds 1. I think I'm going to do that. Where are we? Mold. Mold? Mode select. Yeah, go back to the Worlds 2 run through. And I'm going to take this one, I'm going to run around with it a little bit. We're going to do some searching for some nice dissonant planets and stuff like that. Half pull the trigger, very difficult to do in the heat of battle. Oh, yeah, I understand that. Atlas Expo stiff, one-shot sentry. Wow, yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Staff, one-shot sentries. Yeah, that's always nice when they can do that. Which multi-tool am I on at the moment? Okay, good. Alright, so let's go do a little searching. I always take my ship. A lot of people will take the freighter and then use the planetary finder to check everything out in a system. I prefer to use a ship just because it uses a lot less hyperspace juice to get where we want to go. Let's see here. So my distance that I can go is freaking ridiculous. And as you can see, I've got this turned on so that I can check things out. One of the things I usually look for in even the dissonant systems, I don't really like to find one that is unpopulated, number one, or abandoned. I look for one that has a decent economy rating. No, it's like this gas giant here. That's not bad. And what are we getting? We're getting the usual complement of 5 moons. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there is a 5th one there. Okay, good. So, I'll check it out. PS4 was pull to charge, release the fire. Oh, I gotcha. Oh, so you have to literally pull back on the trigger just a little bit. Yeah, I guess it was that time. There we go. Who's next? Let's get rid of these guys real quick. We're just going to melt these guys for now. Only takes a couple moments. Can't shoot him while he's in the range of that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw that weapon. No, hitting the shields. There. The transponder was following me around. There. Gone. Who's next? I think I accidentally shot a ship. That wasn't this guy. Okay, there we go. And have you guys gotten this glitch yet? So the last person you look at somehow gets attached to your ship, like they're on there, like Iron Man. Alright, let's talk to this guy. Like the neutron cannon? Love the neutron cannon. Yes, I do too. Alright. Yep, good for you. Alright, where's our planets at? Let's take a look. So there's one at the distance. This is a moon. Windswept. Nothing special. This is our gas giant. I'm going to get it discovered real quick. Okay, nothing special there. There's one right there. Getting lined up. The best way to do it is first person from the ship. Okay, desolate. Oh, for Pete's sake. Line up already. Claimed by Decay. I don't think I've seen that particular title in a while. Alright, looks like we got two more beyond here. Let's get away from these guys. So there's a moon right there. There should be another one on the other side. Is that 196,000 damage? Yeah, I know. If I could get the right arrangement of supercharged slots and get those perfect supercharged, what we call perfect S or X class. Apparently the X class neutron cannon upgrades are now... You now have the possibility of finding one that is better than an S class. That's what I've heard. There should be one more right over here. There she is. Might be the same one I checked out earlier. Yep, can't get it to lock in because of the... how close we are to the gas giant, unfortunately. There we go. Okay, Glacial Moon. That one we haven't found yet. Alright. Ambiguously... was worded ambiguously, though. That's true. That's true. Best X-Class neutron upgrades are equal to the best S-Class as of a few months ago. See, that's what I was told, though, would change recently. I don't know how recent it was that I read that, but that they would be doing that. Made you a skirmisher character like Delta's, only you were in blue. Just outfitted you. You're going out on this next XCOM 2 mission. Share the link once published. Yes, sir. Thank you, Sin. Appreciate you, man. I'll share the link once it's published. Awesome. I appreciate it, dude. Hope you had fun doing your recording. I was talking to Jason a while back, and he talked about how, you know, he takes like a particular day and he'll sit there and he'll cut up videos and fix them up and everything like that. And I'm like, the only time I've had to do that is when there's been a problem with the video. And I've had to patch two videos together, or I had to put a voiceover on it. I've never had a situation where I've had to patch that many videos. He must do a lot more stuff than I do, that's for sure. He's a busy boy. Drowning planet, so that's an interesting planet. We'll check that out, because that means it's all ocean, my friend. Scorched. Should have a couple more. I think I hit it too early. Yeah, I did. One time. Wine Dark Planet. I'm not too keen on those planets. They just kind of make everything strangely colored and odd. I need to sit up a little bit, get closer to the mic. Sorry about that. Salvageable scrap. Okay, no. Alright, so let's check out that drowning planet. I'm curious about it. It's not far out. Sound is going to take 40 seconds to go 2,000 kilometers. So 40 seconds. And yet in the expedition, Relics, we have to go to like 1,200 kilometers, and it takes like a minute, minute and a half. Oh, are we now? That's interesting. Me and Jason are both going on this mission. Absolutely hilarious. Yeah, you know what? Now I got to see it. Definitely have to see it now. All right. So I didn't see anything in the way of land. I don't expect to. If it's a drowned planet, it's going to be entirely underwater. But you can see that there are... Oh, I'm already at the water. There are things under the water, so... Aquatic landing. Alright. First, let's check our depth, shall we? That's not too shabby. 585 deep. And what do we got? 55 degrees Fahrenheit, 5.2 on the radiation scale, which is not terrible. It's actually, you can see the percentage on that is not dropping very fast at all. So, as planets go, it's sort of hospitable. We have a mountain in the distance. That's interesting. Alright, so this is one of those planets. Alright. Let's check it out. You. Yeah, worse in the water than anywhere else. Let me just check the exocraft real quick. Alright, we're doing pretty good. I got a extra few thermal cells there. Jason's a grenadier. I'm a skirmisher. Skirmisher. I probably do pretty good at skirmishes, Ching. Okay, so we should now be below. We're below 400, and we're just now seeing the bottom. So yeah, 600. Yeah, there we go. All right, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Let's exit the cockpit and take a look around. Kind of fauna do we have? Okay, so we got the swimming. Those are going to be the hermit crabs, probably. Yeah, come on. There we go. Nope, no idea what the heck that is. It's a fish of some sort. And I'm floating now, so... Floated away. There we go. Alright, back to where we were. I wonder if we have any squiddies anywhere around here. Probably not. It looks like these are all going to be the rays. Okay, kind of a crab-like creature. Squiddy. What do you call it? Oh, wait. Nope, we have our colossal squids. Okay, we'll check out the colossal squid. See what they're like. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's one of those, yeah, horsey style. Good deal. Alright. That's probably all of them underwater. Let me check discoveries. Nope, got two more. All three underwater. Okay, which I doubt we're going to see all of them, although I'm kind of surprised I haven't seen any hermit crabs. Well, this brings back memories. So about 800 deep, 750, 775, not terrible. I bet you we get into the deeper ocean, we might be able to get over 1,000. Let's see what we can do about that. I'm going to head back to the ship here. Actually, once we get up to a higher depth, let's jump out. Where are we at? 500? Let's get a little higher up. Yeah, that should be good. Under the 400 mark. Let's take a look. See if we see anybody else out here. Yep, there we go. This looks like a bunch of fish. That's fantastic. And we got two more. What is that? Inorganic object. Salt and ferrite dust. Fascinating. Floating rocks in the water. That's what they are. Whoa, what in the world is that? Oh, gone. There and gone. I've never seen anything quite so quick. That was That's really weird. Okay, there's that goldfish. That's a common one. I don't think it's the same fish. That was really, really weird. Been noticing that about animals on the surface too, especially during the Relics expedition. Some of them just kind of go crazy. And they just start running around like, you know, someone just whipped them or something. Ah, I keep seeing it and it keeps disappearing. Got him. Okay, that's a crazy looking fish. We got them all though. There it is. Wow. Sorry, the scanner's still going for some reason. Biting my tongue at the hole, never seen something go that quick. Just saying. It's a very interesting fish. That's going to be one for the old Wonders projector. There, I got it to stop.
Technology recharge. Technology recharge.
Alright, where's my, you know I'm going to say it. There you are. Okay, you put blinking lights on it and it isn't quite enough. Okay.
Extreme radiation detected.
Yep, I know, dear. I am curious at how deep this planet can go. But I'm also curious as to the mountain that we saw in the distance. That. Well, I wouldn't call it a mountain. Kind of bare and barren. There's nothing here. There's no plant life. Fascinating. Got a cave. Some sodium. Alright, let's go out a little ways. There we go. Get up into the upper atmosphere, we can go a little quicker this way. Looks like we got some land over there to our right. What happens is, the closer you are to any kind of land, it just makes the ocean not as deep. That's what it boils down to. Alright, let me try one more time. I'm not actually going to dive this time. I just want to take a look at something. There we go. Nope, about the same depth. So we're probably going to be looking at the whole planet is around 750 to 800 deep. You might find some spots that go down to 1,000, but that's going to be about it. So. Alright. Off we go to another system. Before we go, let's get our 2500 nanite bonus. There we go. Alright. Where to? 1, 3. Got 3 planets. Very tiny planets with no moons. I'm very curious about this. Okay. because it wasn't showing yet. Pain in the neck. Fractures, so nothing going on there. Life incompatible. One more planet. There you are. Could be anything. Temperate with ancient bones. Ooh, I could use some more bones. Let me stop in the space station real quick and then we'll take a look. See if I can run into a... yeah. Frigate. There we go. What am I doing today? I don't know what I'm doing today. Basically, we took a poll earlier, both on the regular channel poll, and then we did a poll in the chat earlier. What would you like to do today? That's basically what the poll was. And what we ended up doing is just is casual play, taking it easy. We're gonna give Jason and Delta a little bit of a chance to try to play catch up today. So no speed run, taking it easy. Anything I can donate? I don't have any donatable items right now. Okay, I'll grab them.
Product received.
Working on my reputation with all of the guilds, if you will. So that's another thing I've been trying to work on here and there. Okay, so we have access to the space station. We have Officer Gajumig is currently attached to the hull of my ship, apparently. And we're taking him for a ride. I have reported that bug. I've taken screenshots and videos, and I've sent it in on the bug report. So hopefully this will be something they fix up. We have him mopping space stations. They're getting nasty. Indeed. Okay. Now it says it's temperate. Doesn't necessarily mean a paradise. Yeah, it's not getting annoying at all. It's not terrible. Interesting. I don't particularly care for the color of the soil. But it looks like... I'm checking the coastline because I'm looking for rivers and stuff like that. And it looks like with the caves they've got going through here, they attempted to do that. Alright, let's head out to... I'm going to stay with this planet here, but I'm going to go out to a different portion that has more land. Come on, give me a break here. Like right over there. That looks good. Looks a little bit more landish. Yep, I said landish. Alright. I'm gonna check out the water too when I have a moment. I do like I like when they have the rivers and stuff, they have these, like, they go through tunnels and stuff like that. That's an odd spot. What is that? Yeah, it is a campground with a broken machinery there. Yeah, this looks like a good enough spot to stay. Oh, it's one of these. With the particular ridges like that. That's pretty cool. If you can get them, if you get one that goes up high enough, occasionally you can fly underneath it. Do you have a base template or a few that you use when you build? So a wanderer could say, this feels very EP. Yeah, do I really? It's a very interesting question. I don't know if I do have anything like that. I think I can get through there. Yeah, a little bit better, and I could probably fly. If I flew a little lower, I think I could have made it through there easier. Alright, let's just bring it in. Take a look around. It's dissonant, too. That's interesting. I know we're in a dissonant system, but I don't know this planet in particular. I'll get the right one here in a minute. There we go. Let's take a look around. So, very interesting. Got the mushrooms here. This means that this could be a glowing planet at night, which would be really, really cool. So, while not so great during the day, it may be absolutely gorgeous at night. 12 animals. I always try to discover all the animals on a planet, if they're discoverable, that is. I don't know. I don't know if I really have like a certain layout. Like you look at like Catrian, for instance, and her builds are absolutely enormous and they're very well thought out. They've got a lot of glitch building going on. Mine has very little glitch building going on, number one. It's always very squarish. I like to do a lot of outside decks, you know, so I have like the main building area and I'll put some stuff in it, a little bit of stuff in it. But then the outside area, I always like to have some kind of an outside deck with the grill out there and everything like that. I guess I'm into barbecuing, so it kind of relates and gets into everything else. What time of day is it? 6:40? Yeah, it's about to turn nightfall here. This is supposed to be water, but it's just sand. There we go, nightfall. Nice, pretty sunset, purple sky. Very good, very good. And there's the glow. Ah, there it is. That's what I was wondering, if the grass did the same thing. So that makes it very, very, very quick. Very, very pretty. Now, we don't have to do that. See, that's what makes it beautiful around here. So not much into the bubbles, but the glowing grass, these guys that glow, it's great if you can produce a base and have these guys in the middle of it all. Yeah, that's nice. Especially if you get the different types of shrooms that have different colors. Like that. That's awesome. Very nice. I approve of this place. Cool. So, for coordinate value, that's the coordinates. I am fairly certain I'm in the Euclid system. I'm moving my camera around. Sorry, I had to look myself to see what I could find. Great, now I got to put the camera back to where it was. I think that's it. Hi. Okay. So, very, very nice. Hit the right tunes and you'll see all kinds of colors. Yes, indeed, Spy. Psy spam. So there we go. Hope the officer is enjoying the view too. What's the weather like? Let me see here. Infinite toxic mist. Low resources, apparently. High fauna. Flora is copious. And sentinels are forsaken. So we are in that type of atmosphere then. That's a big boy. Yeah, it's a big guy. I always look for that oddball creature that you don't see too many other places. You know what you can do, though? You can always scan these plants. And you can not build them per se, but you can produce the holograms with the wonder projector with them. So there is that idea if you want to really be happy with doing the mushrooms that way. There we go. Can I get those guys? I don't think I can. They're too quite far away, and they might be actually not necessarily underground, but just at least have stuff in between. Can't get those plants either. We haven't gotten those. Wow. Lots of plants here. I'm going to go ahead and grab them because you never know. Ah, okay, these are big guys. Those were really, really big. He's still over here? Did I fly right over him? I think I flew right over him. That's interesting. Ah, okay. That's what I wondered. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so they were stripy stripies. Let's pull back a little bit, take a look from an aerial point of view, not just at that guy. But I could have swore there were other big animals floating around. It looks like they're the same ones. Oh, there's these guys. That's right. Okay, spiky. Good. To get rid of tag on ship, switch ships on space station and back again. Ah, so that is a trick. Can you do it on the ground as well? Does it work there? I wonder. Hold on. I don't see him anymore. So that might be something we can do. Yeah, look at that. Interesting. So just calling the ship in seems to work too. That's an interesting thing. I have to remember that. Antagonizer. Wanted to get under the water too at some point. Are those lakes and stuff? I think they are. No, they disappeared. Okay, let's go out into space one more time. One last visit to this planet, and we'll take another look. Let's see. It's got ancient bones too, though. I haven't seen too many in the scans. Little wavy. Ah, one of those planets that has all the glowy in the actual sea itself, the phosphorus, if you will.
Units received.
Wow, that was just a completely and utterly boring fish. Okay, and a couple of the crab-like creatures. And I see a school of fish.
Units received.
Very nice. Alright. Nothing special. One more time. Let's get some light to the underwater. Not too bad. Okay. All in all, pretty decent planet. I probably will not be building anything here. Let's take another look around. Okay, let's see. Just curious. So, when you get this gas giant looking setup here, it's usually just a very large planet, but it's obviously abandoned here, so that's good. Hey, no problem, Demaker. Go ahead, man. Thought I was going to have to as well. I hope that I want to find a system like that that has like a really decent economy. But they have like these 1-star or abandoned economies, and it's a shame. That's not terrible. Let's check this one out. This is like that, and it looks like it'd be pretty good. Let's see what we got. It's going to be sort of like a gas giant, but it'll be a giant planet instead. How do you know it's abandoned? I'll show you here in a second. A lot quicker on the hyperspace, right? Okay. So when you're in this mode, when you're looking at the planet, you can see that it's a race, GAC, power generation, conflict level, right? If you find a planet that's abandoned, that is what you're looking for. It says the race was GEC, but the data unavailable is the key that you're looking for there. It indicates that it's an abandoned space station there. So there's a space station there, but it's an abandoned one. Whereas the other ones that are completely void whatsoever... Oh, there's a Corvax one right down there. Okay, I'll remember that. We had one earlier, like that. It's a red star, but either way. That indicates that there's nothing there. You won't have a space station at all, but it's a system you can go to and check things out anyway. So... Alright, let's see what we got. Let's see what the planet is first. Because it's an unknown giant. Okay, life incompatible. Dissonance detected. You're not going to find any ships on that planet, but that's a good harvesting ground for... these things. The radiant shards. Not sure. I think you'll find some mirrors on there. And you can get crystallized hearts if you wish, but I don't think that'll be a good place to do that at. Spined moon, also nothing on it. There's one over there. Can't see it. There'd be one right here. There it is. Not sure if we can lock in on it or not. Nope, we can. Okay, decaying nuclear. Okay. There should be another one over here. It is right there, so it's around the edge of the planet. And then there's that one again, which we already discovered, right? Yes, okay. So we've got two other planets that we need to find, and they're on the other sides. Let's go to this one first. Check it out. Not too big on the giant planet itself. The little things that we learn, right? We're so familiar, most of us are so familiar with the things that we know that we forget there's a lot of people out there that don't. I'm going to wait for the timer to go away. I really don't feel like looking at the nearby object of interest. Okay. Okay, what is this one? Temperate. Dissonance detected as well. So that's not too shabby. You can find some ships on that planet. Maybe we'll check that out and see what kind of planets, what kind of ships we have on there. Let me just get around the other side of this and see the other moon, and we'll come back to it. So there should be one. Yeah, you can just see it peeking around the edge right there. Let me get out a little further. We got to get a little bit of distance away from the main planet here to see it. Okay, what do we got? Redacted. It's a hot planet, though. It's got phosphorus. Alright, so let's go back to this one, check it out. I'm more interested in the kind of ship that we can find on there. Alright. So, let me see what I got in my inventory real quick. Hold on. So I know I've got echolocators, and that's fine. We can find a campsite that way. I don't know if I have any of the AI units that find a ship directly. So let's go ahead and go with the echolocator.
Navigational data received.
Oh, there it is. 27 seconds out. Yeah, we'll just take it this way. There. Diverted to the engines, and we cut it down to 15 seconds, so... And plus it's a moon, so getting places ought to be a little bit easier. Alright, so here's our campsite. Give us a chance to check out the multi-tool as well. There we go. Choking humidity, sharded from the atlas, high flora, ample fauna. Okay, good deal. What's temperature like? Should tell us in a second. No? Nice. 78 degrees. Okay, good deal. Rejected, rejected, rejected. Check the glyphs, get back out, go back in. Okay, what's my math? So that's what? 12, 1, and 7. There we go. Is there water in the cave directly in front of your ship? A moon with water would be excellent. Huh, I'll check that out. Hold on. Deactivate the multi-tool. Let's go back in real quick. And we're going to look at the dissonant spikes. That's interesting. Looks like there's an archive in that spot right there. Yeah, that is an archive. What do you know? Look at that. Okay. All right. You notice that all the fellas have popped up when we did that. So let's check out the multi-tool, because you never know. It's an A class. We got 2 supercharged slots off the bat. They're 1 apart from each other. I wouldn't normally get this particular multi-tool because of that, knowing that it's already got one over there. The likelihood that we're going to get one in here and one here, or, you know, over here or something like that is pretty slim. Being an A class, it's not bad, though. So that's a pretty decent multi-tool, though. For the most part, it is a good multi-tool. So, but I'm not going to take that one. So, but for the sake, there is your portal codes down at the bottom left. And I'm pretty sure I'm in the Euclid Galaxy, am I not, guys? I think I am. There was a way to check, wasn't there? No. I think once we're in the hyperspace map, we can look. Water, you were saying, in the cave in front of me. Yes, there is. Water indeed. I'd say we have water. I don't think any fish are going to show up while I'm sitting in here, because I don't think it's deep enough, but we do have water in the cave. And I thought I saw water from space as well. It's just we didn't go there. So, Sentinel ship last night, no wings, skinny legs, basically a flying box, A class, but I can't wait to replace it. Yeah, I agree, Ken. I've run into that one before. I think they're hilarious. It's like flying. It reminded me of Spaceballs, like you're flying a Winnebago or something like that. Gothic, good to have you here. Afternoon to you as well. Coffee done. Yep, we got that rolling meadow thing going on here. Alright, let's check out the ship, see what we got. It is the strangest ship. You do run into that, though. Okay. We go to the edge. We should get there rather quickly. How far away is it? Okay, 30 seconds away, so to speak. Let me stay in the upper atmosphere and we'll get there just a little bit quicker. See, this is why I like keyboard mouse better, is you have better control over your ship and everything around it. I really think it makes a big difference when it comes to playing in these games, especially in the speedruns and stuff like that. Alright. Looks like a scout of some sort. Remember, the economy here is only a 2-star economy. That's the back of the ship. Now, I always like to check this and see what it has in my inventory, and I'll take it and get out before it starts chatting with me. So, not too shabby of a ship. And it's a B class. I'd have to acquire it in order to get what I want out of it, but I'm not going to do that. It is a massive difference. I agree, Gothic. I mean, I know the struggles you have going back and forth between them. So, but being on keyboard mouse, I have precise control over everything. I can go in a direction and go, rather than sit there and scroll around. You have to hold down the button for a few seconds to get it to delete things in your inventory, to accept them and install them. It's just, if you can go into your settings and change that, you can immediately get rid of things in your inventory without having to do, you know, boom, that's opened up. Rather than sitting there going around in a circle, boom, I just opened that up. Nice, neutron cannon module. I'm happy about that. Larval core, very nice. Sorry, I got sidetracked. A little ADHD there. I have a few harmonic brains, just in case. And if you get the other ones, if you take the ones out of here, by the way, this is something you guys can do, the high line. I guess it's high line. That's the way I've always said it. If you take that and you put it in your personal refiner, there it is. Each one is worth 230 nanites. It just takes a little bit to get. Putting 10 of them in there gives you 2,300 nanites. So it's actually not a bad thing to do, to just go ahead and get some extra nanites when you need them once in a while. AZ, take care. I forgot. I didn't realize you were leaving. Buy a guitar I'm selling. Ooh, good luck on that. I hope it goes well. I like it that way better. I don't know how many times I deleted something. Yeah, I tell you. I understand that. I understand that. And Jason, you know, he's been known to do it too. We all know that story. But the accidentally deleting something, I've only had happen to me less than a handful of times. Funny thing is, I was doing a test speed run on the Relic expedition, and I accidentally deleted my terrain manipulator as I was going through and deleting out the bolt caster. I was just a hair off on the mouse and deleted my terrain manipulator. Went, ugh. Immediately exited and reloaded in autosave, you know, just so I could pull that back so I didn't have to go through reinstalling one. But yeah, it happens on occasionally, but the benefits to me outweigh the delay. So when they're going through and they're deleting out a whole bunch of stuff and moving stuff into another inventory when they're standing still on a planet, for me, I'm done within 10 seconds. For them, it takes them 30 or more. So that difference when they say, oh, you know, Paul beat me by 1 minute. Well, Paul beat you by 1 minute because he has certain settings set a certain way that allow me to get things done a lot quicker. So changing your settings on your ship, by the way, and I swear, and not a lot of people do this, it doesn't affect your pulse drive, but when you take your ship up and you change your diverting power to shields, balanced, everybody's in balance, but if you divert it to your engines, it does make a difference in regular play. So if I'm heading to the surface of a planet, like let's go back to balance. I'm going to show you guys this because this is a big thing. First person view, look at your speed on the left side. Okay, doing about 380 right now, correct? Weapons, still doing about 360. Now watch what happens when I go to engines. That's a difference. When you're talking about a 70 units per second difference, you can get somewhere a lot quicker on your ship when you're going from point A to point B. So I recommend it. I recommend it for anybody who's trying to get done. How do you change that setting? Now, I don't know if you play on console, you play on keyboard or not. Keyboard, mouse, controls, remap. So you see it's on foot. I'm going to switch over here to flight controls. So you have change weapon mode. You guys are all familiar with a lot of these already. But as we drop down, cycle ship power. You can use the slash key, but I have it set to mouse button 4 on my actual mouse. And mouse button 5 is my next target if I want to use that. For free look, for free look. So I can actually look around and stuff while I'm flying in the cockpit. There's a third mouse button down below where my thumb is located that I can actually assign button number 3 or 4, 5, 6. I don't remember what it is, but that comes in handy. So I set up the mouse buttons to do certain things, and there's my cycling ship power as well, it says. So, pardon me, that's my cycling, my closest target as well. So as I'm flying, I can also, I'm going to hold down the other mouse button, and I can look around through my cockpit and look at the landscape down below, which works on both first person and on third. So I can look around and I can see if there's anything down below me while I'm flying, which comes in very handy. The problem is if I let go while I'm like this, yeah, the ship turns in that direction, which comes in handy if you're looking for something specific, but not so much. But yeah, I'm telling you, that's a very handy mode to have. Okay, you have to press the D-pad multiple times to cycle between the ship's settings. That's Flailing Monkey. Thank you very much for being here, by the way. It's D-pad up, yeah. And that's the thing. You always change your ship to engines when going on any planet locations. Excellent, excellent. I recommend that wholeheartedly. The thing is I didn't know about that for years. And I ran across it one time in ship settings. I saw somebody doing that in a video or something. Like, how in the world are they doing that? And I really started studying my key map controls and started looking at the key mapping. And I was like, oh, okay, you can change that. And I've used it ever since on everything. So again, if you're in pulse drive, you're going to go at whatever speed you're going to go at. So, you know, it's all 9s across the board. And you're changing your ship settings to shields, balanced, or anything like that. You'll notice that it makes no difference whatsoever to your pulse drive. So it doesn't change that in any way. Asteroid fields when you don't need them. So, all right, let's go to another system, shall we? What galaxy are we in? We are in Euclid, by the way, top left. So we're in good shape. Let's check out. We had one down here. Was a Corvax one, right? There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planets, and I don't see any moons. That's okay. I ran across a system the other day that had 7. It had multiple planets and it had multiple moons. So I don't think 6 is the limit, unless it was a glitch. Okay, looks like no one's been here before. First contact. Lost red planet. Aww. Caustic. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a summer home. There's another one on the other side of the big planet. Poisonous planet. Dissonance detected. Activated quartzite, so we got heavy storms there. There we go. What do we got here? Cerulean planet. Nothing special, and I think that's it. So the one beyond this one. And I still have my suspicions as to what these clouds are. I know it's the Void Mother trying to break through, but I've tried drifting into the cloud and doing strange things with it, and I have had nothing happen. Yeah, it just disappears. So, anyway. So where's this planet at? It's down here. 6 is still the limit. Nobody's ever shared a screenshot of a 7-world system to my knowledge. That would be remarkable. Alright, so next time that happens, I will let you know. Oh, what do you know? I've got research entity Terrabil. Is now attached to my ship. Alright, what do we got? Wine Dark. Yep, not really interested. Yep, they're attached to my ship again. What do you know? Love and appreciate all nomanssky information you always pass on. Oh, appreciate that. Thank you, Flaylin. I only know about all that stuff I do because I watch it on Sky Influences. Exactly. It's all of us that really participate in that. I cannot tell you how much stuff I've learned from Jason over the years, and I still learn from him. Delta's pointed out several things to me, even though he's been involved with about the same amount of time I have. Zane is goes in for the kill, though. That guy is amazing at his details. Janet, I like that we can mark a planet we want to visit, but I wish the icon was a different color in our HUD. Yes, and I wish it would, like when you lock in on it, I wish it would tell you which direction you need to go to get there. So you're not sitting there looking around everywhere trying to figure out where in the world am I going. Two. Lots of dissonant. We're just checking out all the purple worlds today because that's really what I'm interested in. Though if we want to look for paradise planets, actually a better system to go to would be some of these yellow stars. I actually should check them out as well. Why don't we do that? Let's check something else out. And these can be dissonant as well still. You notice that, right? Dissonant. Okay, with an N. Got some pirate systems. Looking for a 3-star, that's all. I'm just looking for a better economy. I don't care about the combat, you know me. I'm good with that. I decided to change the name of my character too. The title has gone from The Legend to Face of Death. I thought that would just be funny for a little while. Oh, there we go. Unstable economy, 1, 2, 3, 4 at the very least. Can we get, let me see here. Out of the glow, maybe? No? There we go. Yeah, I don't see any moons, but let's check it out. Yeah, definitely learned something about diverting power. Never used that. It's really handy, Tranquilla. Honestly, I think that's probably one of the best things I've ever learned. Definitely. No. Yeah, that's all right. Don't worry about flailing. I figured things out. If you are still tagged, try the switch, the ship switch. Doesn't look like I'm tagged anymore. It looks like I left my guy off in hyperspace. So this was a beautiful planet just a second ago, so I'm going to assume it's not paradise because it looks like a storm's going on. It says tropical, so we got a tropical storm going on and planet-wide. Gonna take a stab here, but I think this is a cold planet. Wow, big surprise. Okay, we got another one up here, all the way over there. That doesn't look paradisiacal or whatever is it, abandoned. Yeah, that's nothing. And then this one. Contaminated. Okay, so that's all we've got. That's all we've got. The tropical planet could be worth checking out for the purpose of, does it have true tropics going on with it? So that's what I'd like to try it out. Or even just let us use the pulse engine to lock on a spot on a planet. Yeah. There is that too. You're way out on the periphery, I just realized. Yeah, 709,000, I know. Earth's sun is actually white, not yellow. It only appears yellow because of our atmosphere. I thought it was considered a red dwarf. Or white dwarf, yellow dwarf. It's not, I know it's a dwarf sun. Okay, so we do have a storm going on. Boy, talk about your humidity, huh? Is that... Yeah, it was. So we got all these wonderful trees, and then we got these things floating around in here. That's fascinating. I'm going to want to land here in a moment. Let's see. Let's see what this is. Unknown building. Let's check it out. Let me guess. It's a beacon? No, just one of those little campsites. Some busted machinery. Hoping that the storm ends.
Storm clearing.
Read my mind, apparently. I gotta get those parts disconnected from my head. That's all there is to it. Alright, let's see what it looks like here. Now, see, that's pretty. That's nice. Find stars that are fainter than our own sun. So I could be wrong about that, is what you're trying to say. Oh, wow. Someone just flipped a switch. Alright. Not bad. What time of day is it? Noonish, 1 o'clock. So that's actually not bad. Good deal. Okay, standard fauna apparently. Hello, hello. And hello again. Let's get out to the water a little bit. Very nice. Copper. Couple stingrays. Hi guys, good to see you. I'm not going to scan the animals at this point. Very nice. This is very reminiscent of Light No Fire. Oh. Reminds me of their teaser trailer from, what, a year and a half ago? Come on guys, finish the game already. Interesting. I don't think I see any special animals going on here. Yellow dwarf. Sun is classified as a G2b star. This classification indicates that it's a yellow dwarf star with the surface temperature that falls within the G spectral class. Correct. Stars that are fainter than our own sun. That's meaning a dwarf has changed over time. That's true. Kind of like the way they changed Pluto, but that's besides the point. Oh yeah, wind has picked up again. Yeah, 4:45. I don't know why. Okay, we got some butterflies or something floating around my head. That's great. Or it could be the nip-nip bud. I don't know. Right. sort of bat-like creature.
Units received.
I will scan that one just because. Alright, so nice little planet. I mean, the storms can get nasty. Kind of like the playthrough I'm doing that I put the video out every Wednesday. That particular playthrough, that planet I'm on. Other than the storms, is a gorgeous planet, man. Still a planet. Indeed, indeed. Alright. So let's check out a couple of the yellow stars here, just to... Where are we at? Let's head towards Galaxy Center. Actually, you know what? Hey, Space Dude, thank you very much. 07 to you. Looks like yeah, Streamlabs is working again. Thank you for that. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for joining the channel. Get a crisp high five from that. It's going to have to be digital, though, so... Unless you happen to live in the area of Kentucky. That'd be another story. Oh, wait, what do we got? So one thing I'm going to look at here. So we're looking more for F5 on the planetary spectrum there. So with light years, and then they have the F8P there. I'd like to find something in the F5, F6 range. I think F5 is probably better. That's not what I was trying to do. Cut that out. Okay. So I'm very, very curious as to whether we can find something like that. These are all G's. So what are we? You said G2V? Okay. We might be able to find something in the G spectrum. That would be kind of nice. F7. F8 again. 6PF. That's pretty close. And it's dissonant. Let's check it out. It's only a 1 star. Looks like it only has 3 planets. F5 for the Paradise? Yes. That's what I've been told many times, but I've also found Paradise planets in different systems as well. It's just a little more rare. Like that other save I showed you, that other main save that I have. Oh, it's getting kind of breezy out there. My blinds are going nuts. That system I'm in actually has 3 Paradise planets in there. Irradiated. Oh my gosh. We popped outside of a moon this time. And it's a grassy moon with star bulb. How interesting. That's cold, obviously. I've got a 127 and 21, so they're 100,000 apart from each other. Let me just get around this. I'm curious. Yeah, that is pretty close for a moon to be from a planet, wouldn't you say? So we'll be checking out the moon here in just a minute. There's another planet over here. Very odd arrangement to pop out in on. Temperate, with ancient bones. I keep saying that because I'm like, oh, you know what? I really could use some extra bones. Did I not see that one? No, that's the radiated one. Okay. Alright, so we got 3 planets with a moon. I really want to check that one, but let's check this one first. Very odd that the space station is just outside the moon, though. I mean, look how close that is. That is crazy. Alright. No water on this moon that I saw. The temperate one? Ooh, yeah, this is not what I expected. Okay, and then it changes a little bit once you land. Fascinating. That is pretty neat. Oh, the rings go... Does it go through the moon? There's something we're going to have to check. Okay, so we got the big stalkers and stuff like that that are floating around here. That's great. Yeah, boatcaster, neutron cannon. Which one is in the... Yeah, okay, neutron cannon it is. It's already done. Do. Is that everything? Nope, take you. Oh, hi. Where'd you come from? Anybody else? Is that everybody? Nope, still somebody there. Well, these little guys, they really get annoying, don't they? Oh, for Pete's sake, what now? There we go. Just make sure there's nobody else around. Alright, I'm not going to fight these guys to the death. I'm just going to get them to show back up again. Do-do-do. Let him hunt. Ow. Darn whippersnapper. Actually, it wasn't whippersnapper, it was a Venus flytrap, but who cares? Yeah, these guys aren't going to catch up to me anytime soon. I think we can just wait right here. Yeah, he's right there. It's too far out as well. Yeah, we just wait right here. Almost done. I actually just wanted one of the inverted mirrors. That's all I was looking for, so it is what it is. We ended up getting a crystallized heart out of it. That's good. How many mirrors? Yeah, we got an extra mirror out of it. Good. Let's go check out the other planet. I am curious. Does it go through, though? Or not? Almost. Oh, wow, look at that. I mean, it is literally so close to the atmosphere over here. That's got to be an interesting picture. That's pretty neat. And we're starting to curve away from it. All right. One more landing. So that would be pretty neat to have a place here. You know what I mean? And that would be your night sky. Hi, Tim. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining us, man. See what I mean? That could be your night sky right there. I'm sure you've seen some planets that had the rings going through them, which is really cool, and you get that kind of displacement issue when you get to that side of it. But this is pretty neat. I like that. That's good. I'll probably take that from the video later. Very, very nice. Coordinates, bottom left-hand corner. Go ahead and stop that. Do a screenshot. Do whatever you like there, guys. That's great. And beep, beep to you, too. Yes. All right. Now, let's get out of the atmosphere on this one and take a look. All right. So we're not heading to you. You're the irradiated place. Where, oh, where were you? So there's you. So I'm assuming it's over here. Okay. Right there. Temperate. Let's check you out. I'm going to go to the light side of the planet. So I don't know how many of you folks know this or not, but here's a little fun fact on No Man's Sky. It's the only game where the sun in each system, or suns, if it's, you know, binary, trinary, as the case may be, are the ones that rotate around the planets rather than the planets themselves rotating. They basically had a physics issue in developing that kind of idea. Ooh, this is a very nice looking planet. Oh, that's very nice. Let's take a peek. And decided rather than making the planet spin, let's just go ahead and let the sun rotate around. There's our freighter that's crashed. Kind of a pinkish sky. Let's get over to the water. doing Redux expeditions I missed years ago, and they weren't speedruns. So how'd you do those Redux expeditions? I'm assuming you got the mod for it? I heard there's a few mods out there that'll allow you to do that, and I'm really hoping they make that, like, canon for the rest of us to be able to just do it normally without having to mod anything. Gibritan Beta. Irregular patrols, okay. Kepler was wrong. I love it. I love it. Okay, we got some bones right there. Two-legged animals. Got some wormies in the sky. I would like to find bones elsewhere, but that looks like the closest one I'm going to find, so I'll head that way. Let's jump in the water real quick. I just want to see what it's like. 67 degrees, kind of nice. And look at that, colossal squid. In the shallowest of waters. Look at that. That's fantastic. Very nice. Cool. Yay, squid! I think that will be the last big update for nomanssky when all possibilities are over. Yeah, that could be it, man. They'll allow us to do what we want at that point, and then they can, you know, rather than doing expeditions, we can do, you know, in between bouts of Light No Fire, of course, because there's definitely no way I'm not streaming Light No Fire. In between those bouts, we can do like, hey, let's do this expedition, see if we can speed run it with the new adjusted settings, you know, or make our own speed runs up. Who knows? Who knows what we'll be able to do? I forgot to check how many animals were on this planet. 11? Well, that's actually not too shabby. We're already up to 8, so that's not bad. Let's go check out the bones. Oh, wasn't that far away as I thought. Watch it just be a campsite or something. No, it wasn't. That's right, because it had vigilant stones. Okay. There we go. And we get some stuff out of that. Alright, so what do we got here? Looks like only 2 bones. See, like Jason, when he's doing the expedition speedrun, he's going into the flattening mode and flattening out the terrain underneath, and it's taking him so much longer to do that. It's like, just dig a hole and get the stuff. And if you want to do the flattened terrain idea and get your 3500 underground, do it on the starter planet, find an area near a cave and do it there, and you'll get it done real quick. Just a thought. Anyway, what's up with the sound? What's wrong? Is it just me, or is my audio kind of messing up again? Sounds fine for you, MJ? Okay. Okay now. I think what it is it might be picking up, my microphone may be picking up the extra stuff going around in the background. As far as the blinds shaking and things like that, it may be accidentally trying to cut down the sound. So, no, it's okay. All right. What is that, by the way? They have ancient data structures. No big surprise there. A couple more animals over here. Let's check them out. More 2-legged guys. So what do we have left that we haven't discovered? 2 on the ground. That's it. And they're not even underground either. They're just 2 on the ground. Alright, so we should probably go somewhere else and see if we can find some bones, because 2 bones, that was kind of lame. I kind of like it. I mean, it's got that hazy look to it, you know, like high humidity type look to the planet, but it's actually kind of nice. I just wish it had more trees, which I don't see a lot of at all. What I thought were trees turned out to be rocks.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Alright, so whatever we do, we got to get done quickly. Alright, let's land over here and take a look. On my side, Germany is far away. I can yell louder. Would that help? If Germany's far away, I could probably make sure that I yell louder. I already turned my microphone upside down for those people in Australia, or the Southern Hemisphere, so that they can hear me better. Because that obviously makes a difference, right? Land. Oh, yeah. Let's say that, but I think I can land better here. There we go. Miguel, I'm new to the game. Started 15 days ago and I play every day. Very nice game. Good video. Thank you. Appreciate you, man. You'll find that a lot of us do pretty good here. The chat group is usually full of people who've also been playing the game for quite a long time. Some of them have a lot more hours in it than I do, and I've got over 4,000 hours myself. But if you haven't been familiar with Jason from Jason Plays is one of the channels. Zane from Zane's World is another channel you can watch. He's on Twitch and YouTube both. And Delta 1. Who am I missing? Survival Bob. Gosh, there's so many different people that play the game, but all of us we're well versed in the game. If you got questions, ask. Backseat driving is always permitted, and questions are always permitted as well, even in the middle of speed runs. Though, you know, when I'm doing a speed run, I don't always pay close attention. Sorry. But, yeah, you know, by all means, man, welcome to the channel. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. I only got 1 bone here. You stink. Hi, that's my terrain manipulator. Maybe I should go fishing for you, huh? 1 down. Interesting. It's like they turn into a missile at that point. That's pretty cool. Bones. Got some leg bones. Jason's camera updated, flipped his face around. Yeah, mine actually does that on occasion too. You can see me popping in here. You know, microphone pops up on occasion. Mine does that occasionally too. It's just a matter of going into some quick settings and adjusting that a little bit. So no big deal there. Yes, Beeblebum. How can I forget? How could I forget? Thank you, Tranquilla. Beeblebum is fantastic for base building and glitch building and everything like that. It's absolutely fantastic. Thanks from Portugal. Well, welcome. Thank you very much for being here, man. I appreciate it. I know it's getting kind of late over there. What is it, about 10 or 11 at night over there right now? You do have a question, Ken. Ken says, why does my inventory always open to my ship's inventory? Can I fix that to open the exosuit? See what you mean. That's strange, because it doesn't always do that for me. It's calling me a liar. Wait a minute, did my ship have all the bones in it? Yes, it does. That's probably because that's the last thing I did. Let me check something real quick here. Let me see. How about... I'm not going to do that. But I move that to my freighter. Back to my starship again. That's a very good question. I think what happens is it defaults to a particular... Like, you'll see that sometimes I was in my freighter inventory for some stupid unknown reason. I don't know why. I'm getting far enough away from my ship, unfortunately. It's got that... Yeah, see, it's got the teleportation enabled. Stinks. It's great, don't get me wrong. Just, you know, when you're trying to demonstrate something. See, now I'm going to my exosuit because I'm out of range of my starship. So it will default when you're far enough away and you're in your exosuit so you can move stuff around and do things in. But I think once you get close to your ship again, it will default to that. Is it a glitch? It's a good question. See, now I'm on my exosuit again. Hold on. On the ship. In my exosuit again. I think it's just whatever your last inventory you were messing around with is. So the bones that I acquired came into this inventory, but I was looking at my ship inventory for other stuff at one point. I don't know. I really wish I could answer that question, Tim. Gary? No, Ken. Ken. I apologize. Miguel finally crossed over the 22-hour mark. Good job, Miguel. And you did it in what, just 15 days? Not bad. Don't forget to go through the storyline, Miguel. Make sure you go through the storyline, follow it in normal mode, and you'll learn so much more doing it that way. And I do have a playlist in my videos. If you check out my channel, look at the playlist. There is a No Man's Sky 101, so it teaches you some of the aspects of the game you may not have been familiar with. Some stuff you figure it out on your own, but a lot of stuff it's like, oh, I didn't know that. Let's try that out. No pin blueprint. Okay. If you have a pin blueprint, it might snap to the appropriate inventory to build that item.
Surely can't be serious.
I am serious.
Miguel, thank you very much for subscribing as well. Appreciate you, my friend. I wasn't asking, but thank you. I appreciate that. 07 to you. 07 is a salute, by the way, in case you're wondering. Tend to default to ship inventory. Yeah, and the freighter inventory for some reason. I don't know why. Go to freighter and go look for a plant to get or find. We do all the quests. The quests will provide with a lot of tech and blueprints that you would have. Yes, exactly. Flailing Monkey's correct about that there, Miguel. When you go through the quest line, when you go through the main storyline, it'll give you all kinds of free blueprints and upgrades and things like that. You'll get all your cargo containers. Really handy. They're very expensive otherwise. Abort, and it should default back to the exosuit. So yeah, if you go into your menus, what they're talking about is you go into the log, and if you have something like this one has a mission that it's that salvage site I was at, so if you abandon the mission, some of these you can't abandon, obviously, because these are secondary main missions, if you will, but like this one I can restart using nearby systems, because I think the planet in distress that I'm supposed to be going to is in the Eisentum galaxy, so that's probably why it's doing that. I usually try to leave mine on New Beginnings, because I've already gone through the main storyline here. No problem, Miguel. That's why we're here. It's what we do. It's what we do. I'm glad to help. One tip is make sure you do all the... Okay, we got that. Right. Thank you. Yep, appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Go to where it shows missions and abort. Yep, we did that. Going through all the quick questions. I watch you open damaged machines and immediately delete the item. On my PC, I must do a long press. How do you do the quick delete? On your PC, you do the long press. Options. I can't remember which one it is. Is it accessibility? Hold to confirm, as I have mine set for always instant. This is the one we were talking about earlier. Is that it was hold for important, hold for destructive, and always instant. And I have mine set. See, hold for important is what it's defaulted as, and everybody's got to do the long press where it goes around in a circle. And the problem you run into is if you leave it there, that's great. You won't accidentally delete things. Always instant for me, you can accidentally delete something. Just be careful with it. And no problem, Delta. Anytime. Okay. So, cool planet. I don't think there's... let me just check real quick. I don't know if there's any other bones anywhere. It looks like there are. 834, 978. Let's check the bones out over here. Just doing a quick 360. I don't see any others. Okay. I'm going to check it one more time because we're not finding a lot of bones here. It's like one here, one there, and that's all great and dandy, but... where do we land? Land near it? No, I have to go up a little higher. Go over here. There we go. Glitches they haven't fixed is the one with default suit and the HUD print on lower left and right sides of screen are skewed. Oh, like for instance where it says echolocator required and all that stuff that you're seeing down there. Yeah, it is kind of tilted, isn't it? Almost like it was in a concave screen. Good point. Wonder if they did that for some reason. Oh, yay, incoming meteor shower. And electrical disturbance at the same time. This is called... Sean Murray is laughing right now. Oh, that's a good bone deposit right there. Got him. Okay. Let's dig these suckers out, shall we? Before I get hit by more meteors. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very nice. Got some good bones out of that. There was one more bone listing here close by. There it is, right there. How far away? Now, if this was a speed run, I'd take my ship, but it's not. Lightning Rod Helmet Cosmetic. Yeah, that's like something from Zelda, I think, right? Right? Let me think. That was, Oh, for Pete's sake, would you stop already? I'm going to fight in the middle of an electrical storm. I don't care. Ow, hey. Dude. Got him. There we go. Nice. Extra couple bones, and we'll get out of here. This is the last cropping of them that I'm going to get. Come on. Out you go. Been like that since 2019. Really? So about the time when I started playing is when it went a little off, huh? Yeah, I can use that, maybe. I'd have put it in the supercharged slots. I bet you it would be a lot more fun. I would like to know how the Boltcaster does against those guys. Let's do a little adjustment, shall we? I'll bring you guys down here. Trying to figure out where I had all this. We're going to rearrange it here in just a second. Alright. So for you, let's uninstall you for a second. There we go. I know it doesn't look like much, but when this thing really gets moving... There we go. Okay. It doesn't look like it does much damage, but I promise you it does. Yeah, not much of a difference there. Okay. Let's leave it like that for now. Okay. Yeah, I know. Spending too long in one place. When you go get nanites out of the tube, sometimes it doesn't show anything in there. And follow the instructions when doing the old expeditions as well. Let's find... I do want to fight the Guardians one more time. I am very curious because I haven't tried it with this. I want to try the Boltcaster with it real quick. Let's just go over here and find ourselves one more spot for bones. And, you know, you're on... With a live stream like this, you don't have a chance to even think sometimes of the questions you might have. But if you run across a question, drop it in a comment section. I do get the comments. They do ping me and let me know that, hey, such and such left a comment. You might want to go ahead and check that out here in a second. There we go. Okay, another creature. There's some bones right over there. All right, a vigilant stone. Let's head over there. Get off these hills. That's what I was looking for. Do you notice the reload went a little bit quicker there? That's what I was hoping for. Not bad. I think with the right multi-tool, I think that would go a lot quicker. That could go a lot quicker, so that's good to know. Gonna try it again sometime. But not today. Let's get our bones and get out of here. Ow, hit my head. Alright, we're gonna pull the ship in this time. This looks like a good spot. You can always use resources, man. Is the playing any expedition only a PC thing? As far as I know, yes, I agree with Tim on that. It's only PC that you can get those mods. Yeah, that would have been nice on the Titan expedition. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Tim's correct. And you're absolutely correct for thanking Tim for catching a question I missed. Alright. Let's check things out here. So, we're looking for better system. F8, G4, PF. That's not terrible. G3. Let's see. There's a whole bunch of yellow over here. Let's check it out. Mostly G stars here. G5P. G6. G2. F's over there. I've got an F over here. F7. F2. F1. And I'll show you the main system I was talking about earlier when we get there. F3, F4, PF. That's pretty close. One, two, three, four. I don't see any moons. Got it. That's one thing that No Man's Sky allows you to do. They do have like a mods folder you can drop your mods into. And it recognizes it. It just gives you a warning when you start up and says, hey, you got mods here just to let you know that any problems you have, blah, 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 blah. And the same thing happens when you report issues going on with your game. The first question they ask you is, are you using mods? Have you tried disabling said mods before you do a report? Interesting. 1471. Oh, that's much further, or much closer. High energy, an abandoned planet. That's going to be a good one to check out. Okay, so we know what's there. We got relics there. Desolate. Okay. And I think that's it. Then we got our big planet right behind us. Let's go back to the other two. So let's check out our abandoned planet, because that's always cool. Notification. I think that was... Very nice. I don't know if Sin is still here from Sin's Arcade, but I just got a ping that you had a new video come out. I wonder if that's the video you were talking about. Oh, what do you know? Landing platform. I'll utilize that, thank you. Okay, there we go. So what is this planet good for? Hold on. Cactus flesh, activated copper. So the fact that the copper's activated means we got really bad storms here. Sentinels are unwavering, which means high sentinel activity, but they're not aggressive. so they won't pick a fight, but they'll be watching you closely. Let's just see what kind of ships land here. Alright, we got a cargo. That is a hauler. Shuttle. Fighter. Fighters are always pretty cool. Get some lighting over here, huh? And pull back and take a look. Not bad. Got the hot rod front. Some people like more. Not bad. Pretty decent looking ship. I'm assuming, yeah, C-Class, 4.8 mil. Or free if you're in creative mode. Oh yay, an incoming firestorm in the middle of the night at 114 degrees below zero. Fantastic. Wonder what that's going to do for the temperature around here. Finish an old expedition and then remove the files for it isn't so not to overwrite the next one. Oh, I got you. That makes sense. That makes sense. I've never actually done that. I mean, I've had one mod. I had one mod that allowed us to remove the when you're in pulse mode, it gets rid of the lines, the streaking on the screen, so as to make for a cleaner recording and a cleaner live stream. But I was poked one time during a speed run saying that that mod might be speeding up your ship and you don't realize it, and that may be why you've outran most of us. Well, removed the mod and no one's beat me since, so I don't think that had anything to do with it. Let's see what the temperature is out here now. Well, talk about your swing, huh? Went from 117 below zero to 270 above zero. A 350 degree difference. Good grief. That is horrid. I think a ship just took off, and I have no idea what kind of ship it is. Well, I can tell you this. I don't particularly care for this planet at all. Nighttime side is a good way to find memory stones, though. Because as you fly through, not that I can see a blessed thing, and I'm going to fly into mountains and stuff like that, you can look for the blue glows down below. And I even have the hazardous view turned down to the minimum. This is a horrible, horrible place. If it made it a balmy 76, right? That would have been funny. That's interesting. You got lightning from what looks like a clear sky, almost. But I don't see any storm crystals down below. I'm actually flying really, really low just to see if I could see anything. Yeah, I can't see a blessed thing. I think when you're in the cockpit, yeah, it's even worse. Alright, I'm going to call this a lost cause. Let's get out of here.
Extreme night temperature detected.
Yes, dear, I know. Okay. Back towards Galaxy Center. Let's see if we can find what we're looking for. One F5 system would be great. There's an F5 right there. Only 3 planets, so there's a chance that it's not going to have a paradise planet, but let's just check it out. I like the PF after it, and I don't remember what those signify. But I know they signified something. Let me guess. I'm going to get... Nope, I didn't get it. That's definitely not a paradise planet. Delta, you have no idea. I still will do speed runs at night just because I enjoy the challenge, testing out some new ideas and stuff like that and seeing what we can do to make it quicker, but it's nice to be able to do like just some run-throughs where I'm looking for a multi-tool, looking for a ship or something like that, so that's kind of nice. But yeah, it's kind of a nice break from things, I'll tell you that. And it's nice to be able to sit here and answer questions for new viewers and things like that too. And I think that's important, personally, that all of us do this once in a while. At least take a break. Oh, what do you know? Paradise planet. Alright, so where's the sun at? We're going to go to the sunny side of the planet, so I don't have to use my camera constantly. Looks like this planet has water too. That's always, for me, that's a big thing. It could be a paradise planet, but it has no water. I'm not really interested. Red water, which I'm not keen on. I'd rather have the blue water, but but I'll survive. Ooh, purple too. That would make Jason very happy. I don't mind mods, but if it changes the game integrity as devs made, then I'm against it as well. Correct. Needs to have water. Yes, absolutely. Look at that. Isn't that interesting? And I think it's got rivers, if I'm not mistaken. That's a bonus for me. Let's check it out real quick. Yes, it does. And the way you can tell is when you get these little cave systems that have water running through them. This indicates that it's got rivers running through the planet. So that's really cool. That's a dry riverbed. No big deal. See? And if you follow that this way, you can see that it's cutting through the landscape and ends up in different spots, like right over there. That's pretty cool. Sometimes they're big enough that you can fly into them. I don't know if that one is, but you know I'm going to try anyway. No, I'm not going to make it. Yeah. Not quite. Not quite. But that's pretty cool. I like that. That looks like it's abandoned. Yes, it is. Yeah, good point. Let me get closer to something I like to land near. That looks good. Let's land on the beach over here. And here we go. No? No, it stayed pretty much the same. Oops. Sorry, Rock. Very interesting. I mean, for those who like purple grass, nice trees, though. I do like the tree arrangements and everything like that. I'd rather have it with a lot of trees. Regardless of color, this is pretty good. What's it say? Pleasant, typical, resources, ample fauna, high flora, infrequent on the sentinels, and we got that little glitch going on at the bottom right. Got star bulbs. Vile brood detected, though. That's interesting. Copper, paraffinium, sodium. Interesting, which means we should see, like, worms or something nearby. That's just that. I don't see any here. That's okay. Let's check out the water. 93 degrees up. 80-degree ocean. Very nice. Let's get some deeper water here and see if we can get some plants to show up. There we go. And some fishies. Good. Right. Very nice. Okay, so we got the big rays here. That's what we're going to have here, rather than the squiddies. Alright. Still pretty cool. Not a fan of brood. That's okay. Can you put up the glyphs, please? Absolutely, will do. Hey, Mr. Broat, have a great evening. Sleep well, my friend. Hopefully you have a nice, peaceful sleep. Let me just get down here real quick. I want to take a look. Cytophosphate. Okay, nice little cave area. This is pretty good for building something, maybe. Alright, let's get up out of the water real quick and we'll get a picture. There we go. Glyphs at the bottom left. Face, bird, dragonfly, triforce, dinosaur, bird, moon, hands in the air, boat, TP, and rocket ship. And again, Euclid Galaxy. Let's get out of the water, shall we? Whee! And I'm not seeing any oddball animals. The animals look pretty standard for, you know, a lot of these different planets. And again, as far as the broods are concerned, I don't see, because normally when you have the brood, the vile broods, usually you have the very large crystallized bug-like creatures here. I'm not seeing them at the moment. Man, that's a lot of animals. So this is where the speed run comes into play, and I wish I had creature pellets and then realize I'm not in a speed run. Just saying. Broat means bread. Remember that. So say goodnight to Mr. Bread. And you know what he's going to do? He's going to go in the bedroom. He's going to pull out his iPad. He's going to have his iPad on his nightstand, like he says, and he's going to be watching from there. And then I have to do some kind of dulcet tones or something like that in order to put him to sleep. So, okay, regular animals. You know, I think the vile brood may be wrong. I am not seeing any of the worms anywhere, which I would expect to find at least at some point. And the big bugs, and I'm not seeing the big bugs anywhere. Hey, buddy. Cold-blooded. He's attacking all the little guys. Yep, I ain't seeing anything. So I think that that is a mistake on this planet. So there you are. I think that's misconception. Yep, see? He knows. I know him. I know you. Space Lullabies. Yes. He's the one who told us in the Jason stream, I think. B-R-O-T. Brot equals bread. In German. Alluring specimen. But no... None of the things that we would think to find here, so... And yeah, the fauna is incredible. They're just, as soon as I go to a new area, they start popping up all over the place. Ouch. Just broke my ankles. Good night, Mr. Broat. Good night, good night. Sleep well. Lullaby and good night. No, I'm not going to sing. We're enough of that crap. I've sung all my lullabies that I'll sing with 4 kids. I'm going to head over here to the cave. I want to check this out real quick. Whoa. Bottom dropped out over here. Oh, check that out. So this is the cave area. Not really a cave, but this is the river, if you will. But looks like we have a underwater cave. Goes down under here. That's pretty cool. I know that people's ideas are whirling now. When you start to see stuff like this, you begin to think, ooh, what can I do? Check that out. Very nice. Oh, look at that. And the marrow bulbs here are purple. Isn't that neat? Very cool. So this could be an interesting planet to grow on, you know, to create a nice base and have some fun with. Been finding planets like this all over the place lately. Alright, let's get up and out of here. I already put him to sleep, look at that. Should we wait for dark? Let's wait for dark. Let's do a picture. Put the sun over there. And let's pull back and take a look. Ah, so the sky is all sparkly. We've got fireflies everywhere here, rather than bubbles. Isn't that interesting? What time of day is it right now? Yeah, it's 5 o'clock. Let's give it just a little bit more time. Let's just give it a couple more minutes. There's a spot to sit at, I think, right here. It'd be great if it was like a real base, but I don't think it is. No, I guess it's abandoned? Yeah, it is abandoned. It's okay. We'll hang out here for a few minutes. Grab some larval cores while we're here. Ow, stop you hitting me. I'm just stealing your eggs. Come on. Turn that off earlier. Just realized my TV's still on. I usually have, I don't know if you guys are familiar, probably most of you are, But lo-fi. I got some lo-fi going in the background. I usually have that going every morning. If I don't have coffee with cat on, I usually have that. Do, 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 do. Okay, I think I got them all. Oh, no, there's a couple left. Electrical disturbance. How nice. Where's the other one? There's one over here. This should be one right over there. Where'd it go? Oh, there you are. Any more? No, that's all. Get some rancid flesh from them, right? And now we got nighttime. What do you know? Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Here, let's face that way. Ah, never mind. I was hoping the electrical disturbance, it is still there. But I'm being shot at. There we go. If I get him to stop looking off into the distance, there we go. So that makes for a nice picture, doesn't it? Having my normal fun time. I love getting shots like that. Would you just... Yeah, thank you. Start subsiding. I've had enough of you guys. I got enough plus signs at the top left that's not going to cause me any problems. Someone asked Jason, how many hours in this game? I am at 6.2k. See, Tim, you're actually about 2,000 hours beyond what I'm at right now. According to Steam, yes. I think Jason says he's less than that. I don't know how accurate that is, because Jason's been playing No Man's Sky since like 2016, since its inception. So I don't think it's accurate. I think he's been playing a lot longer than some of us, than he even realizes. It'll be really great. I need my staff. Hold on. There we go. There we go. That makes for a nice picture, don't you think? And looking off to one side, that's even better. I like that. Let's see if we can get in the middle of it all. Nah, doesn't really do much for us. Oh, except that. That would have been neat. And of course my jetpack is the same. I'm sorry, I'm having fun with this too much. About to start getting damaged. That's pretty good. Yeah, it happens on my homeworld as well. Occasionally, I'll get the electrical storms and then the gravimetrical disturbances. And I'm wondering, because it never happened on Paradise planets before, like this one as well. And I'm wondering if this is something to do with the disturbance of the Void Mother trying to break through. So, part of the storyline, maybe? I don't know. Ben Franklin is having a nightmare about now. Yeah, he's rolling over in his grave, you might say. Yes, indeed. That's interesting. Like this groove in the ground there for no reason. Alright, into the ship. Alright, so cool planet. I think this is a pretty neat planet for those of you who want to look for that. So. Boink. So yeah, I mean the F5s tend to be the the systems to look for. I used to. Oh, I'm out of hyperdrive juice, huh? Sure enough,
Technology recharge.
problem solved. He said about 800 on his console, huh? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe on his console, I don't know, but on his PC, it's got to be more than that. I'm thinking he's closer to like 8 to 10,000, somewhere in that range. Probably higher, but, you know, it is correct or not, I don't know. F9, F7, F5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go ahead and grab that. Let's check it out and see what we got. And you play it every day? Wow, that's great, Tim. I have to take a break once in a while. A lot of you know that already, too, about me. That I'll get burned out. If I do too many of these speed runs too much, I will get burned out really, really quick. So I have to take a break once in a while and beg and plead Hello Games to give us a week or so break in between expeditions. But they want to keep the hype going, and it's their business. I understand that. So abandoned. Okay, we might check that out again. Maybe it'll be a better planet. Hyperborean. So that's a cold planet, obviously. Dusty, yeah, we already checked you out. Is there anything bad? It's just copper, silver, high sentinel. Yeah, let's check it real quick. Oh yeah, and good time to recharge our luminance engine as well.
Technology recharge.
There we go. Always find new things to do. I 100%, 110% agree with you on that. I'm always finding something new. My latest thing is, like I said, I'm trying to find a Sentinel multi-tool. I guess it's a Sentinel multi-tool. Is that what you would call it? I guess. And I'm trying to find one with a 4 square, if I can find it. I want to find my own. I don't want to look for coordinate exchange and find one there, but it is what it is. Yeah, and you know, other games you take a long break from, like I do return to Moria on a regular basis as well. I do play that game on the side. I'll throw Fallout together once in a while and do something there. Ah, that kind of planet is it. Alright, so this is an abandoned planet, and it is not a relic planet, as you can see. It is just simply rocky. Okay, I was wondering whether it would be or not. Okay, so this isn't going to help me at all. Off we go into the wild blue yonder. Games I have taken long breaks from. This game I played the most, World of Warcraft. Oh, good grief. Wow. No pun intended. Fallout 4 just under 5,000. Yes, No Man's Sky at 1850. Very nice, very nice. See, a lot of the games that I've played over the years, I never had them on Steam, so I just played them on the side. Heck, I think I've even got a few DVD collections here of games, you know, Star Wars especially, that I've played on the side. So there we go. All right, let's see what we got here. So we're looking for something. See, that was an interesting system to find. Here's an F5P. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it looks like we have a moon on one of them. Let's check it. See if we can find a paradise planet. We all want to find that nice blue marble that represents the planet that we live on here. Wow, okay, that's... I mean, I'm sure it's a depth perception thing here, but those planets look like they're really close. 122, abandoned. 31, see, yeah, it's a moon. So it's actually further away. A bountiful moon with ancient bones. How interesting. You are... barren with aggressive sentinels. Nice sentinel battle could be in our very near future. Sometimes being in first person helps find these planets. Acidic with dissonance. And Icebound. Wow, brewed, activated copper, so bad storms. There's our space station. There's another planet right over there. Let's check it out. What am I missing? Looking for a new game. May go with Oblivion since I've never played it. I actually, funny thing is I played Skyrim. I had a lot of people that recommended playing Skyrim, and everybody was like shocked. You never played it? You never played it? I played it for the first time in forever. I've always played the Fallout games from Bethesda, and you know what it was? It was Fallout with dragons. That's what I looked at it as. It's like Bethesda took the same game engine and have been changing it and just making adjustments and making it a little different. To me, it seemed like the same game, but with dragons instead. More hand-to-hand combat than anything else, bow and arrow. It was a cool game. I really did enjoy playing it, but at the same time, once I was done, I was like, just like all the other games, all the other Bethesda games, I was like, okay, I might go back one day. We'll see. Cursed, I understand, is a really good game, too. I found several of those supercharged slots. Atlantids. Is that what we're calling them, Atlantids? Because it's the one that I'm finding at the campsites. I don't know if I want an Atlantid multi-tool. I think the Atlantid ones are the ones you find at the... Or those are the autophage ones that we find at the monoliths. I want to make sure we got those two, not getting them mixed up. Trying to remember the expedition where we had to fight those creatures that were fading in from another dimension. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my brain moves on from that one, but that was a really cool expedition. I had a lot of fun with that one. It was creepy as all got. Cursed expedition, just like AZ just said. Yeah. Sporal planet let me know all this time, and I'm still looking for one. A white sporal planet? Can you be a little more descriptive, Mo? And I'm not sure what you mean by white sporal. Do you mean like white spores running through the air, or just everything white about the planet? It was cursed, by the way, yes. And I'm correct, Elon. Okay, great. I'm glad I was. You can call me Paul, by the way. The ones at autophage camps are called Sentinel multiple tools. So that's the one I'm looking for, Gary. So who was it? Was it Seriously or Seriously's Gaming or someone else did something, and Zane might have as well, of course, about multi-tools. And they said that the Staff and the Sentinel multi-tools were the highest damage output, whereas the Atlantid ones were best at, what was it, scanning range or something like that. They were really up there on the damage scale, don't get me wrong, but they weren't quite as high as the Sentinel ones, and that's why I'm looking for a Sentinel one. Sentinel at the camps and Atlantids at the monoliths. Thank you, Flalin. Okay, so I wanted to confirm that. Those are found at Korvax systems that look for the glowing orb. Yeah. We got that. I don't know, what kind of system are we in here? We're in a Gex system, so we're not going to find anything like that here, but we'll take a look. Let's check out what this last planet is real fast, and we'll check out the other one. Think we could see it? Yes, we can. Decaying nuclear. Okay, not really interested. But one of these, wasn't one of these one of the ones, the Bountiful Moon? I want to take a look at that real quick. Royal have the best experimental, and Royal have the best scanning bonus. 130k, yeah. Capped fungal sporal. Okay. Capped I've been seeing. Whoops. Hate when that happens. Got my bobblehead going crazy on my dashboard. So that's a pretty neat looking planet. Especially, well, it's more like a moon anyway, but it's especially with that planet right straight above you like this. But a little bit, I don't know, what's the word, like sparse, I think. I mean, granted, for all the trees that you have here, there's not a lot of other features here. Like, we don't have mountain ranges and stuff like that, which I really kind of liked. That's true. I forgot about that, Delta. Yes, the food ingester can boost scanning to incredible numbers. A royal exotic in ages. Really? I think it's because that they were more fancy than anything else, and it wasn't really a sought-after multi-tool after a short time. I still run across them. So the experimental has a better range. Okay, gotcha. It used to be that the alien multi-tools had the best damage output for a long time. But I think the Sentinel ones took over that, if I remember correctly. So, not bad. Decent system. I'm not going to say I don't know, this isn't someplace I'd want to do anything at. And let me check over here. What do we got? Occasional scalding cloud bursts. Resources sporadic, copious on the flora fauna, and low on the Sentinel range. Okay. Alright. Not bad. Occasional storms and things like that. No big deal. I always like to check out the ships, just to see what kind of ships we're looking at here. Obviously, haulers seem to be very popular. Especially these big ones. C-class. That one over there is a B-class at 20 million. And these ugly-looking shuttles. Yes, I hate shuttles. I used to ask for mining resources. Yeah, I tell you what, I mean, with the multi-tool you have here, with this here, especially you get the runic lens at the same time that you put a mining beam in, man, that is just freaking awesome.
Technology recharge.
Anything mines fast, so I agree. Mining with one of these is probably your best option. Bam, gone. It's so much fun. And when you're doing an expedition and you've got this cheap freaking multi-tool that literally doesn't do anything, it's like, oh, hey, look at you. Aggressive.
Received.
Does that mean he'll attack me if I get close? Let's find out, shall we? No, he won't. But that's a creepy looking creature, man. Wow. It is more like a Rex. Oh my gosh, I'd hate to have him chasing after me. Wow. Holy crap, I mean, that would be kind of frightening, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Wow. Yeah, that's going to be for a display someplace. Definitely. I don't need him as an... You know, I wonder what it would be like as a pet. That's my pet's look right now. Let's see here. How much? 20,000 nanites to open that up? Or is there one I can get rid of? See, I got one of those, but let's go to get rid of him. Let's see, where'd he go? He should be green on my scan. There he is. Did he really go that far? Or is that a different one? Fossil bed. Let's go after this one. I can see him standing right there. There we go. Give another treat. Let's get him up to snuff. Now what I'm curious about is this portion. Alright. That's actually pretty good. That's pretty good ground coverage. I like that. Alright. Yeah, he may be a keeper, man. I'm gonna see if I can make him. You know, later on we're gonna make. We'll get him to like give us an egg or something like that, and then we'll gestate the egg and see what we can do about adjusting it to make him a lot bigger. Uh-oh, what happened? There we go. Okay. All right. Now suddenly he can't run. I don't know why. Go back towards the archive here. That's not bad. Oh, there he goes. No idea what that was about. Okay. So as long as I'm not turning, he's okay. Alright, good deal. Alright, waving his hands in the air like he just don't care. Fascinating. Alright. Which one are you? There you are. Gone. That was pretty cool. I may have to keep him. He's pretty quick, yeah. Got hips. Hate the nighttime nomanssky. I can't see anything. I know. I mean, I can turn on my headlamp, but it really doesn't make much of a difference in the nighttime. But boy, you can hear those animals pretty clearly. Good grief. So that was a good find. I like that. That was great. Alright. So what I'm going to do now, let's go ahead and head out of here. Do one more jump. We're going to check out one more system, and wow, there's a lot of yellow planets right over here. Yellow systems, pardon me. They're all G's for the most part, though. Let's go down a little further here. F6, F3. We'll check one more F5 system. There's one. F4, F5, G8, F8. I want to see if there's a nicer one. G5. Alright, let's go to the F5. 4 planets, 2 moons. Check it out. Yeah, AZ, if I could find that fossil for that, that would be fabulous. But you can make your own. Make it a pet, name it Fluffy or Cuddles. Yeah, trust me, I love naming them very strange names that don't match the animal whatsoever. I'm all for that. Poisonous. Rainy. And activated copper, which means really nasty storms. That is an unknown planet. Leak. Black. Interesting. Blue. Humid. Might want to check it anyway. Let's check out the moon. First moon. Scalding. And dead. It's dead, Jim. We already checked that one, right? Yeah, we did. I am curious about this planet. I like the blue. Because even though red, I'm playing a lot of reds in this particular game, the red ship, the red suit, everything like that is red, red, red. But blue is one of my favorite colors, and I'm kind of digging the blue that I'm seeing here. As long as it's not storming. Let's land on the island right over here. Now, first problem, I don't see any trees. It's all rocks and some scrub. Blue grass, blue planet. Not seeing a whole lot much else than that. What kind of typical, bountiful, limited, and frequent. Okay. So this will probably have a lot of sentinels floating around from time to time. Typical ocean. Okay. Looks like just typical fish so far. Nothing special. I don't see anything bigger than that. Let's take a look around real fast.
Technology recharge. Technology recharge.
Okay. Nothing special here. So, very typical of any ocean. Let's get out of the water. Looks like it's starting to get dark. No, it's early morning. Just the ocean's getting a little rough, that's all. What in the world is that? One of those crab-like creatures. They're kind of creepy looking. Okay. Lots of burbs. More crabs. Wow. They're almost like dragons. Very nice looking. That's interesting too. Alright. So pretty cool. But again, I'm not seeing anything more outlandish than that one type of crab, and that's about it. Now, just a plant-based animal. Okay, good deal. Mantic heads. Yeah, mantis, I guess. Mantis crabs. And some turtles, of course. Gotta have your occasional turtles on some planets. Alright. Does that cover all of them? Except for two. Ground and flying. That's it. I can't spell mantis? You just did. Reminds me of my daughter. I don't even remember the word. My wife remembers the story very clearly. But it's like, you know, why don't you just say the word such and such? And she's like, because I can't. And she said the word perfectly. She goes, because I can't say that word. And she said it perfectly. It's like, okay. So pretty. I do like the blue of the planet. Trees. It needs trees something desperately, and there definitely does not have any of those. So yeah, that becomes a little bit of a problem. Alright, let's head to the space station. One thing is write down type you get. Companion with egg. Yeah, that's true. That's also true. Yes. So knowing that that's a fairly temperate planet means that any temperate planet I go to should be able to lay an egg on. I'm not much into that, although, you know, a while back when we first got pets and stuff like that, I was massively into making the pets and fooling with them and figuring out how to make them bigger, more aggressive, things like that. And then I decided, yeah, I just kind of fell away from it. And I think what happened is the speedrunning took over. You know, it's basically what ended up happening. Okay, we're going to go ahead and hit the space station here. There we go. So you remember the base I showed you earlier? If most of you were here for that, I had that sky base on my other save. That is a community planet that we've designated a community planet. So I'm going to go there real quick one more time. It's not on this save. I wanted to, actually, the reason I'm going here is go back to my freighter. Yes. Because if you want to induce an egg, you have to bring them to the right planet. You can't do it on your ship or anything like that. You can only make them go on a planet. So, Cerulean, yes. Hopefully I'll find some one day. Yes, indeed. Okay, let me jump back out of this. Go back into the other save real quick. So this is this one. Whoa, a little staggering there, huh? Guess I must have surprised it. So we're going to go back to the base planet. I'm going to show you the coordinates for that. So if anyone wants to build on there, they can. Here we are. We're already there. So bottom left corner, that is the portal code. And this is an Eisentum, if I remember correctly. This is the Eisentum galaxy. This is a very special system that it's on. The planet is absolutely gorgeous. With the exception of the bubbles, it has a little too much in that way. The water is blue, the sky is blue, the land is green. I mean, everything about it is just right, as far as I'm concerned. Very pretty planet. So there's your portal code there. Feel free to go there in the Eisentum galaxy, which I believe is the 10th. Correct me if I'm not wrong about that. It's our 10th galaxy. And oh, that's the fishing village I made. I was wondering about that. And in this system, so this is Lemley, is the name of the planet. Don't ask me. I never renamed it. In this system, you have Lemley, you have Renton, which is also a paradise planet. No water there; it's all green. And then you have Muir, which also doesn't have any water, though it looks like it does for some reason. I may check that out. It's also paradise. There's 3 paradise planets in this entire system, as well as a swamp planet, which has vile brood, copper, etc., etc. And then you have a hot planet, fiery planet, selenium, which has high sentinel activity. I do a lot of fights there with sentinels on those planets. But 3 paradise planets, so you don't have to build here. You can build at any of the other planets you want to as well. So again, Eisentum Galaxy. I'm going to check out Muir real quick because I wonder if it changed. Is that Muir right there? I think it is. It says it has water now. And it used to not have water, if I remember correctly. So that may have changed, and that would be new and makes it a very pretty planet because of the blue. Very nice. Now, I don't know if this place has... Yeah, it has no trees either. So it looks like this planet has changed significantly. Still a paradise planet, but no trees. Yeah, this is definitely different than it used to be. Very, very odd. Yeah, I did that purposely. You know I did. I don't know what happened there. Okay, there we go. It's acting like it's on water. That's what the problem is here. Or either that the ship is breathing. I'm kidding. So it looked blue from the sky, and then you get down here, it's got an orange sky, red water. That's odd. Very, very strange, man. I don't know what to make of that. That is definitely different. Elite Dangerous is a great game. I see that played quite often by Delta as well. Alright. Well, I was more curious than anything else, and I think my curiosity has been sated. I thought it was a beautiful blue planet, and it's turning out to be very different than I expected. Because of the sky color, the blue of the planet is just washed out now. And all we got is plants. Very odd planet. I don't remember it being that way, like I said. And if I'm not mistaken, let me go check out. See what I mean? It's blue. It doesn't even look right. That's very, very odd. Back the other way. So there's my planet. There's the fiery one. There's the swamp one. There should be one more. There it is. Also Paradise Planet. Let me just check it out, because now I'm beginning to wonder about Renton and if it's changed. It's been a while. Then we'll check that out, and I'm probably going to be calling it after this, because I think it's time for me to get some dinner together for the family and get things going. There we go. Wondering, am I seeing things, or does this planet have water now? Clouds? Maybe that's all I saw. Maybe I just saw the clouds. New creature record, smallest herbivore. Okay, great. I haven't discovered anything on this planet. See, this planet is very nice looking. The green and the trees, it's very tropical looking for the most part. But no, I don't see anything in the way that would call it out to be water. A nice sunset going on, very pretty. Alright, oh there we go. So yeah, this is more tropical now, is what it looks like. The plants and everything in the trees look more tropical than they used to. But makes for a nice planet. And it's morning is what it is. It's actually becoming daytime here, is what it is. And the thing is, I've discovered every animal on every planet, but for some reason it doesn't think I've had to rediscover everything with the world's update. So, there you are. So if you feel like building on this planet, you can do that, and I encourage you to do so. Again, Eisentum Galaxy. If you don't have a means of getting there, there are many people who are playing in it. You can also join a group and go there. You can check the portal in the anomaly, and sometimes there's a highlighted base in a different galaxy, and you can go to that particular galaxy and establish your own base there. So that's another way to do it. And there's a lot more paradise planets in Eisentum, and in this system in particular, 5 planets and 3 of them are paradise, so that's always good. This would be perfect with water. I agree. Otherwise, you'll just have to settle for this planet here. I don't know why there's an ancient ruin highlighted. I don't remember finding one. Automated trap.
Technology recharge.
So let me flip around and we'll go to the light side of this planet, and you tell me I'm not going to you if this will work for you. Again, it's got bubbles, but what do you think? Kind of a pinkish purple sky. It's got green, it's got trees. Yes, it's got bubbles. Let's make believe a lot of kids were here goofing off. So, this one I kind of like. And the water is blue. It makes for a very pretty surrounding around it as well. I love this planet. It's one of my favorites. Yes. Yes, you have that Sentinel Hive base as well. So if you look, you'll see there's a lot of bases here. I mean, I built a lot of these because I'm doing a lot of experimenting. Nui. Ancient plaque. I know we're going to see if we can't find some. Alright. I don't know if I'm in trouble or not. Come on. There. Oh, that's nice. Immediate surrender required. Yeah, sure. Take it. I don't care. I don't particularly care for the Nip Bud. I'll make more. Too many bases, right? Yeah. Let me check out the save beacon, because that, I don't think that's mine. No, that's not what I thought it was. That's something else. Underwater Hideaway was a really cool base. MJ, which one is yours? Yours was a Sentinel, what's it called? Let me check. For some reason I'm not seeing it. I don't know why. Let me check out this one. Yep, that didn't lock in at all, did it? Water View. I think I know whose that's. I think that's Sugar Rat. Underwater Hideaway. I know that one. Tybee? Sentinel Overwatch. That's what I thought. Let me see if I can't go to the other side of the planet here. I don't think all of them are showing. I think that's what the problem is. And that does happen. Different instances you open up and you won't see everything. Whoa. I don't want to destroy trees, because that's part of the aesthetics. So I don't think this one's changed much since I've been here. Yeah, that might work. That might work. Does he have a portal? He does. Let's go back to the alpha base, and then we'll come back here. Oh, that's the only one you didn't do, number 3, huh? And we've done 1 and 2 again. I bet you anything the redux that happens at the end of the year, number 3, is going to come back in again, so you might get another shot at it. So in case you're wondering what my bases look like, this is what they look like. Alright, they're kind of crappy looking. They really are a terrible, terrible layout, and they're usually very square. And they're almost always, especially my first bases, are almost always going to be near a minor settlement. Always. I look for minor settlements purposely for that reason. Okay. Let's go back. Eventually. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, the flaming barrel? Yeah. Watch some of the drops. Like, well, they're going to probably have a Twitch drops probably sometime around July, August, sometime in that time frame. And watch that, because a lot of times they'll throw in some of the old stuff you got in some of the expeditions, so that you can get them again. Oh, before I go, let's take a look. Come on. See, it doesn't look like it worked this time either, because I'm not seeing all the bases that I should. So I think another load-in might work. Let me do that real quick. Let me try it one more time. Why did it land me there and not on a landing platform? Did you notice that? Yeah, see if it lets you put the link in, Tim. I think that's prevented on this particular chat. You know where you can put it? No, don't read into that. try... I don't know if this will work or not. Hold on. Every time I hand out my Discord, it tends to crap out on people. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, that won't work either. Not blocked on your end. Yeah, but the rest of us can't see it, Tim. There we go. Okay, that's fine. Sorry, reading things, and I should not be doing that right now. There we go. That works. Oh, okay. I've got to meet certain requirements in order for me to be able to do that. That's a shame. Sorry about that, guys. No, I don't want to do that. But let me try something here. Oh, look at you, Tim. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Thank you for that. That's pretty neat, man. Pretty slick idea. Piece by piece, I'll add it in. Yeah, that's another question I'll be throwing out there at somebody regarding this, because I think that has a lot to do with it. How I have my Discord channel set up, I think it's more private than anything else, and I think that's part of the issue. So, because I can put an invite out there and people can join, and it's good for a few days. So let me go ahead and do that. So this is the current invite. You all are more than welcome to apply. No, not that. Crying out loud. Let me see if it worked. No, it's not working. It is literally giving me crap about it. Let me get out of this. Hold on. Go back up here. Give me just another second. I want to try something here real quick. There we go. There. Think I got it. And that keeps popping up too. That's really ticking me off. Yep, I know that. Okay, sorry, this is taking a lot longer than I expected. Thank you. 8-Bit Jake is not following me on Twitch. I appreciate that, my friend. Oh my gosh, this is driving me nuts. You know what? My server is simply the ElanPaul server, and you know what my icon looks like. I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you very, very much. So, and you know, it should be easier. Oh, see there, you just showed up as well. I got you in there, Tranquilla. There we go. See, I'm waving high. All right, so you all are finding it. That's the best part. Thank you very, very much. So, yeah, pain in the neck. I'm going to fix that one of these days. I don't know what it is. It may be because I have it set for streamer, and that may be the reason why. So putting it back to just a regular server might just do the trick, and I'll go from there. You know what I could ask? I could just ask my son. He runs one himself, so that'll probably be funny as all get out. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I'm going to go ahead and jump back out. I want to try one more thing over here. Let's quit the mode select real quick. I'm just going to go back in and just take another peek and just see if I can see any of these bases real quick. And if I can see them, great. If not, so be it. Just got... Oh, well, thank you very much, Tranquil. I appreciate you becoming a friend of the channel. 07 to you. I had everything blocked, unfortunately. I wasn't seeing anything. Looks like I shrunk all that down. It's weird. Anyway, moving on. What was that? I got fuzzy looking for a second. You know what it was? I think it was a cloud. All right. What do we got there? There is a base there. Okay, so it's Montevideo. Okay, so I got one. Save beacon. Tybee. That's Wolfpack's base. MJ, I can't see your base right now. I think it's hidden from my view, and we have to upload it again. Let me do this. Where is my base computer? There it is. I'm going to try something real quick. It says my base is too small. I don't know how we arrived at that conclusion that this base is too small. Let me try something here, because I should be able to upload my base so that everybody can see it. Absolutely hilarious. My bases. I'm going to go to the fishing village. See if it makes a difference. Which is on the same planet. It only takes a couple seconds. Shouldn't take that long. That's weird. Alright, and base computer for this one is hidden down below. Blind. Okay. Okay, so that one's uploaded. So at least we have this one. And then from here, I should be able to see other bases, but... Nope, same bases. That's all I can see. And what it is, and there's U Thunder's base. That's fantastic. So I got his base showing up. Wait a minute. That might mean Rapa Nui. No. No. I can't see anybody else's bases. I have too many bases on this planet. I need to delete a few. Way too many bases. So MJ, I am afraid I cannot show them your base. And I don't know why. I'm very sorry. And there we are going nightfall. So again, and we still have the rotating the grass glowing. At least that never left. But yeah, they got rid of all my mushrooms that I had on this planet and added bubbles instead. Very, very odd. But still, I love this planet. So, anyway. Throw my ship on the furthest landing pad. There's my save point. Alright, let's get out of here. So, it is time for me to go ahead and get dinner going. I'm a half hour later than I expected. So, let's switch over to the main screen here. There we go. And I don't know if anyone else is playing this evening, but we're going to check it out and see if anyone else is out there. And I want to thank you guys for joining us. These kind of streams are a lot of fun. I agree. Super fun, MJ. And thank you for staying with me the whole time. I appreciate you very, very much. Mo, thank you. And I appreciate all you folks who have subscribed. So let me be very, very clear about something. We're now over 2,000 subscribers, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very, very, very much. I look at the 2,500 mark as being the next milestone, from the 1,000 mark up to the 2,500. That's where I'm aiming for here. And we're now above 2,000 to the point where even if it drops a little bit, it's never going to drop below 2,000 again. So thank you. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. You guys have been fantastic. Again, any suggestions, any comments, any questions, feel free to drop me a line. Let me know. On any of the videos or otherwise. It doesn't make a difference. So I'm glad to answer any questions anybody has about anything in regards to the game. And if I don't know the answer, I'll find someone who does. And if they don't know the answer, we're going to figure it out. We'll figure it out together, and that's how these things go. I am planning on doing more of the Return to Moria series. So as I have a couple extra days coming up, I'm probably going to run through a few more videos of that and get that going again, as well as finish out some other videos I want to get taken care of. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to go ahead and put it out there so that at least you're aware of the situation. I recently have been laid off from my current position at my company that I was at, and I'm looking for a job. This is not going to be that job. I'll tell you that right now. But I do have prospects. I do have someone who's trying to get me an interview coming up this week, so I'm hoping that something will land right, and starting the following Monday, I'm hoping that I'll have a new position at a new company. That's what I'm looking for. Things seem to be really, really good as far as this possible prospect is concerned. That's what I'm hoping for. So, you know, just keep it in the back of your minds. I'm not starting a fund me thing or anything like that. We're good for quite a while. I was with my last company quite a long time, and good severance package, so I'm set for a while. But I've been sticking to a routine of getting up early and getting kids off to school, things like that, like I normally do. Just been spending a little more time with nomanssky and checking things out while I can. So, but thank you very much. I appreciate you guys, and thank you. I'm obviously doing something right over here, or else there wouldn't be so many subscribers. And I got my cat walking around on my feet right now saying, "Feed me, feed me." So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. I keep forgetting the whole purpose of me getting in here so I can check to see if anyone else is streaming and we can raid somebody else. There we go. Now we're somewhere where I can check that out. Who's out there? Well, Sin is actually doing some stuff right now. I don't know what that is. Oh, okay. Action Pants is doing a cross-save test. Let me see here. I don't think anybody else has got anything coming up anytime soon. Yep. Okay. Sin's Arcade is absolutely fabulous. Now, if you guys haven't... Sin does... You saw him in here earlier. He does a lot of different games. He does nomanssky. He does a great job, and he's very engaging and very fun, very, very funny. We're going to go ahead and raid Sin at this point. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we're going to check him out. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you all, 8-Bit Jake and all the rest of you. You guys are great. Slashing Lake, Tranquilla, MJ, Flailin' Monkey, Janet, Tim, and all the rest of you. Janet, there you are again. Delta Bravo, and all the rest of you who stuck with me throughout this whole thing. Thank you very much, folks. We'll see you again next time. And probably I might be around on Wednesday. I don't know yet. I got to check my calendar and schedule. I do have some stuff coming up, and I don't know. School's coming into play with a lot of concerts and stuff, so I don't know. But at the very least, we'll do this again next Saturday. All right, guys. Take care. Stay cool. See you later.